Good afternoon to you, Kevin. Well, is this the day? Is the trophy coming home? You can feel the anticipation bristling around the country. Yes, this afternoon, England can take an unassailable 8-4 lead in the multi-format series against India. What better way to while away the last few hours before the big one than some international cricket here on 5 Live Sports Extra. The sun is shining here at Hove. England victorious via DLS against India in the first T20 on Friday at Northampton. Thankfully, the forecast suggests any rain that's coming will be too late to interrupt things here on the coast, and England will be looking to get that victory that will seal the deal in this multi-format series. The players will be out in around about 15 minutes or so from now, but we can get news of the toss. Took place a little while ago, and let's join Mel Jones.
Second of the T20 internationals, Phil Whitacase is out with me, match referee overseeing it. We've got Heather Knight and Harmanpreet Kaur. Heather, you've got the coin. Tails is the call.
Heads.
Heads it is. Heather, what are you going to do and why?
Yeah, we're going to have a bowl. Obviously, fresh wicket. Don't know too much how it's going to play. It looks fairly decent wicket, and it can be really hard to defend here.
You've played here quite many times. What does the slope do? Is Catherine Brunt already talking about coming down with it?
I haven't spoken to her yet, but yeah, the slope makes a bit of a difference, obviously, with the ends, obviously with the boundaries as well, uphill, and angles and things like that are really important to get those right today.
Getting better and better throughout this series, a chance to finish things up today.
Yeah, definitely. It's always special to get 3 lines on a shirt and get out there and represent your country, and obviously we've got a series to win, so if we can win today, finish the series, so we want to build on the performance we did the other day and keep winning.
Any changes to the side?
We're exactly the same.
Okay, England to win. What's the score tonight?
Oh God, I'll keep backing Italy actually. I don't want to get my hopes up too much. Yeah, hopefully it's coming home.
All the best. The Indian side looked as if they had patches of really, really good form the other night.
Yes, definitely. We are doing really well in the patches, but the only thing is we have to continue once we got the momentum.
I thought you had catch of the match until Harleen Diol took that blinder on the boundary line. The fielding, though, under Abhay Sharma has been outstanding.
Yes, definitely. He's working really hard on us, and we are really happy. We are improving as a fielding side.
And what's your approach today with your own batting? Is it just to be nice and positive?
Yes, definitely. I always want to bat positively, and that's what I always tell my team members also. Doesn't matter what is happening with you, you always have to stay positive and keep giving your best.
Any changes to your side?
No, we're going with the same 11.
There we go. All the best.
Thank you.
England have won the toss here, and they're going to have a bowl first.
Well, that team news is nice and straightforward. Also, I did notice Heather Knight slipping in at always special to have 3 lions on the shirt. You just can't escape it today, Alex Hartley. World Cup winner in 2017, you know what it's like to bring that trophy home, and such is your commitment to the cause, you're wearing a very old goalkeeper shirt of England's from about 10 years ago.
2012, this one, away shirt. It was a mission to get an England shirt.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But yeah, good old Heather Knight, she loves the challenge, and one of the girls have said, go on, you've got to get that in, and she said, all right then, that is too easy.
She couldn't resist it, could she? Right then, let's go through these 2 teams. They are unchanged, so it's quite straightforward. Tammy Beaumont, Danny Wyatt, Nat Siver, Heather Knight, Amy Jones, Sophia Dunkley, Catherine Brunt, Sophie Eccleston, Sarah Glenn, Maddie Villiers and Freya Davis for England. For India, Shafali Verma, Smriti Mandana, Harleen Diol, who took that stunning catch to get rid of Amy Jones the other night. Harmanpreet Kaur is the captain, Dipti Sharma, Risha Ghosh keeps wicket, Sneh Rana, Arundhati Reddy, Shikha Pandey, Radhi Yadav and Poonam Yadav. So those are the 2 teams. Are you at all surprised, Alex, not to see any changes for England?
Nah, not surprised at all. I think, you go out, they didn't really get much of a game the other night. Yes, they had a run-in with the ball, but ended up being rained and Duckworth Lewis Stern. So England will stay unchanged, I think, and it's about giving people opportunities when you're in a series like this, but also they've got a lot of cricket to prepare for, so they want their players in the best form possible.
Nat Siver's innings, 55 runs, 24 deliveries, a record in terms of the speed of which she reached that 15 T20s for England. It was one of those innings you just think, wow, that you wouldn't see that in the women's game 10 years ago. It was just power and aggression and such a demonstration of where the game's come.
She's just world class, isn't she, Nat Siver? And the way she goes about her ODI batting innings and compared to a T20 innings, she's so adaptable. She can bat in whatever situations, whatever game situations you want, and just the way she strikes the ball, she genuinely strikes the ball like a man does, and she hits the ball so hard.
Amy Jones as well made a good 43, disappointed not to get that 50, but the moment of the game that saw her dismissal was just the most amazing catch. One of the most amazing catches I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think when you're just sure short of a T20 50, but you get out to a catch like that, you've got to take your hat off to them. And what a brilliant catch from Harleen. Just one of those that you practice and practice at training, and they come to you genuinely once every 2 years, and she's taken an absolute world-class catch, and rightly so. It's been all over the internet because we haven't seen better, in this century in women's cricket.
Yeah, outstanding. And if you want to see that clip, it's available on the BBC Sport website via the cricket section. A lot of views, I can tell you, over the last 48 hours or so. It was one of those where took the catch, which was good enough, and then to stop the catch becoming a 6, tossed the ball in the air, leapt back over the ropes, and you know the ones I'm talking about. It was absolutely outstanding. India's captain, Harmanpreet Kaur, someone you know well. You've played with her a lot in franchise and domestic cricket. She's had a horrible run of form. Another single-figure score, 1 the other night, and it isn't happening for her.
I think she's saving him for the 100. She said, you know what, I'll save him for when we're playing together. She has had a bad run of form, but she's openly said that she has, and she said she's only 1 score away from feeling good. Cricket's just one of those, isn't it? She's been in horrendous form, she knows it, but she's a world-class player, and she still backs herself, she's still confident, and it does just take that one innings to crunch the ball through the covers for 4 or hit one over the top for 6, and your game changes. You feel so relaxed and so much better about yourself again. So she knows that, and it's just a case of trying to make that happen, but don't force it, because these things do come naturally.
Yeah, and as you say, 1 innings changes everything. It's just a shame from her point of view that it's taken so long in this series, and will we see it at all, because she's such a key player for India. England, they've played 5 T20s here, and they've lost 4 out of 5 of them. Are there venues sometimes where it just, and I should say it's 9 years now since they've won a T20 here. Are there venues you come to and you think, oh, we've got a bad record here, this is just not our place?
You do, there are venues like that. So the England women had the Fortress Chelmsford, and it was always, we always win at Chelmsford, then we ended up losing there a couple of years ago. But it's one of those where you do, and you go, let's break it. We always lose at Hove, let's break that and let's start again. This is a fresh team. Yes, it was 9 years ago. We've not won a T20 for 9 years. Let's start something special and let's start again.
Yeah, and certainly this is a good opportunity to do that. And there is that carrot of a victory, meaning they take an unassailable 8-4 lead. Now everyone's talking about the football, Alex. Will the players? They'll be looking forward to it. When there is something so monumental, does it sort of, will they be talking about it out in the middle? Will those conversations be happening?
If it's not, I'll be really surprised.
Yeah.
It's coming home, Henry.
Is it though, Alex? Is it?
Either way, I'm in a win-win. I've got Italy in the BBC TMS sweepstake.
You could win quite a large sum of money. I think it's about £3.50 or something that could be coming your way. It is a win-win, but I think you'd sacrifice that. Eleanor Aldroyd has England.
Well, I'm from the north. You don't know.
It's going to be a lively evening. I think that's for sure, and we will be done well in time for that. This game getting underway in about 5 minutes from now, and due to finish around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is about an hour before the scheduled showers move into this part of the world. Hopefully we'll avoid them, but there is some talk of some rain coming in at some point later on this evening. Right, let's have another look at this first T20 then. England, they didn't get much of a go with the ball. But again, the big wicket of Shafali Verma from Catherine Brunt, second ball of the innings, that just seemed to derail India. They suddenly seemed to be a little bit stuck in the ground, and it just, you wonder if there's a little bit too much reliance on someone who's 17.
I was literally about to say it was almost a sense of she got out second ball, and then we've loved the competition between Brunt and Verma throughout this series, and Brunt came out on top the other day, but you almost got the sense of, oh no, our firepower's gone, what's going to happen now? And there was almost like a sense of, we've got to reassess things. They almost rely on Verma to get a quick fire 20, 30, 40, and it didn't happen, and she's going to fail. She's 17 years old, but she's one of those batters that learns quickly, and I'm pretty sure the same won't happen today.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how she goes, and it looks a decent pitch from here. We're not able to get out there and have a look, but it's sunny, it's a nice day, this is a ground where runs are scored, it's not the biggest boundaries in the world. I think we both remember Lizelle Lee smashing an enormous 100 here, and I think she's done it twice actually. Kia Super League Finals Day maybe she did that as well, so it's a ground where runs can be scored, and there's a good crowd in as well that are looking forward to a really good afternoon's cricket. So looking forward to seeing Verma, looking forward to seeing Mandana as well at the top of the order. She seemed to be in quite good touch, was timing it quite nicely at Northants. So there is just a suggestion as well that maybe she's finding that little bit of form.
Yep, she got a score in the last ODI as well, and looked in good form. It looked a little. She got a score in the first innings of the Test match, and then not much since then. So yeah, she's found her form back, and it's funny, isn't it? Because we interviewed Tammy Beaumont the other day. She said she doesn't believe in form.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. This was on No Balls, the cricket podcast on BBC Sounds. What was it? How did she describe it?
She said you've just got to be confident, and you're asking me how she described it, and I have absolutely no idea. I can't remember.
It was something like that. It was you sort of.
It's how you feel and how you turn up on the day, and if you believe in yourself, then you're going to score runs. And she breathes confidence, and you can see the confidence in Tammy Beaumont, and Mandana's pretty similar actually. You know, she backs herself, and form is one of those that it's a word that's thrown around, isn't it? And it's actually probably one of those things that is very hit and miss, and I think I'm with Tammy Beaumont. Not sure I believe in form.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, this, isn't it? Because a lot of people talk about, oh well, so and so's in a really bad run of form, and actually you wonder if those conversations about the person's run of form affect the confidence, and actually it's a self-perpetuating thing, and the more you hear it, the more you worry about it, and the worse your form gets.
Yeah, and there are those times where, well, there's a big saying, you can't let the highs get too high and the lows get too low, and you have to sort of ride the wave and believe in yourself, and that is exactly what world-class players do. They believe in themselves, and they're confident enough, no matter where they're at, or if they've had a duck the game before, they know full well they are capable of scoring runs and taking wickets.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how Verma and Mandana come out and play in this early power play over section of the game that could be so important as well. You feel, if you look at England's batting lineup, it just goes on and on and on, and chasing, England winning the toss, they've elected to chase, they will feel no score's too big for them to get.
This England team can legitimately chase down anything, you know. We've got Sarah Glenn coming in at number 9, 10, you know. It's a brilliant lineup. Maddie Villiers bats at 4 for her regional team. She's batting 10 today. So England's batting lineup is brilliant, but India's firepower is at the top of the order, and Harmanpreet Kaur coming in at 4. You think they have to maximise the power play?
Yeah, that could be crucial. First 6 overs, that's when the fielding restrictions are in place. Sides need to get a good start to put some pressure on the opposition. And here come the umpires. We're pretty much ready and set to go. We'll see the flames fire up into the sky, and the England team following the umpires in their red and blue T20 shirts, wearing them for just the second time, and there go those flamethrowers, which will be giving those supporters in the blue seats in the distance a little bit of a toasting ahead of the game.
Well, not needed either. The sun's out. It's absolutely roasting outside.
And there is an ice cream van behind the commentary box.
Did see that.
Yes.
Did see that. I hate that we've got this tradition now, because I'm going to end the summer a bit heavier than I started it.
Hey, now look, this is a radio programme that is fueled and built upon baked goods, so don't worry about it. This is absolutely, you know, I don't know about you, but I put in a very strenuous regime to ensure that, you know, I'd stay in tip-top shape.
Well, I am still a professional cricketer, so me too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. People actually check with you. They don't, you know, you have targets to meet and things.
Yeah,
with
unfortunately.
Me. With me, no. But I have got my very special football shirt on today.
Do you know what you have? You've got your Oxford United shirt on.
Yeah.
Tell me what that's got to do with England football.
They are a football team that play in England.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, I didn't end up paying over the odds for an old goalkeeper shirt like some people in this commentary box.
Don't know what you're talking about.
So that's what it's got to do with everything. Right, who's opening the bowling then? It looks like it's going to be Nat Siver who bowls. Fair to say her role is economy rather than wicket taking in the main?
Yeah, I think she looks to keep things tight, but she's got slower balls, back of the hand deliveries, cutters. She's capable of taking the pace off, swinging the ball. She's one of those bowlers in T20 cricket that has everything up her sleeve, so you have to be really cautious about how you go about facing her.
She's played a lot of T20 cricket as well. This is her 80th match. She's only 24 years old, but 80 T20 internationals is an awful lot. Nat Siver, meanwhile, this is her 85th. And she'll be opening the bowling in front of us with fielders in the deep. I mentioned the 2 allowed outside the 25-yard circle. We've got a mid-wicket and a deep third. And we're pretty much set and ready to go. Verma and Mandana are the openers. The clock ticks down on the big screen. And play is what we're told by the umpire. And Nat Siver just shakes those legs out a little bit. gets ready to go. She'll be bowling right arm over to the left-handed Mandana, who's driving with an awful lot of conviction, flies down towards deep third, and India up and running, one without loss in the sunshine here at home.
Today's got a very exciting feel about it, hasn't it?
It does.
What a great day today is going to be.
Well, you say that. It might be, or it might be appalling.
Yeah, if England women lose and England lose 5-0 this evening, it's not going to be a great day.
Yeah, nothing would have come home, apart from all of us go home.
We're just going home.
Siva then to Verma, the right hander, mid on, mid off up. Verma looking to run the ball down towards deep third. Will pick up a single as Freya Davis runs in front of the dugout to pick up. And India are 2 without loss, with a run each for Mandana and Verma.
Verma needs to be careful playing that shot. She's backing away, giving herself room to sort of nurdle the ball down to short third, and that's exactly how she got out the other evening in the first T20, trying to give herself room and backing away, and Catherine Brunt taking the top of off.
Siva in again. Mandana running the ball again behind square on the offside. That's good work from Tammy Beaumont, the backward point. She's made that position her own in recent times, and that's another good stop to prevent the run.
She has. It was one where Danny Wyatt made it her own, and then Danny Wyatt found herself out of the England squad due to so-called form and not scoring any runs, so Tammy Beaumont's taken over, and now she's there to stay.
Yeah, it looks like it. Siva then, the end of her mark. It's a little pause, waits, and now charges in to bowl to Mandana, again looking to run that ball behind square on the offside. Picks up a single, and caution so far from India. Then you sense, Alex, they know the value of this partnership, just the way we've seen the first 4 balls be played.
Yeah, both of them just looking to nudge and nurdle the ball, which is against how both of these players play. They're both aggressive players. Verma more so than Mandana.
Verma, you sense, has one gear, and that gear is go. Waiting, and when she tries to defend, as per that, it doesn't look quite as convincing as when she swings hard.
She just looks to be giving herself a little bit of room and stepping outside of the leg stump. But I don't know why, she's just so good when she stays still and she looks to drive the ball. A little inside edge there, nearly onto the stumps.
Siva then, ready to go once more. Still right arm over to bowl to Verma. Once again, running the ball into the offside behind square. And picking up a single to keep the strike. End of the over, 1 gone. India 4 without loss. A watchful start.
A very watchful start. Again, Verma running that ball down to short third. It was back of her length, and we've seen her be able to pull those into the leg side, but maybe not quite confident enough at the minute to pull that short ball into leg side, as Sophia Dunkley is out at mid-wicket catching, and a very quick fielder, covers a lot of ground. So maybe she's just a little bit cautious of that.
Catherine Brunt's going to bowl the second over of this game with, I would say in the last couple of matches, she's just taken a little bit of the dominance in this battle between Brunt and Verma. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think she has. England have reassessed their plans and looked about how to bowl to Verma. We saw that they were trying to go short because she wasn't comfortable on the short ball, and now they're just looking to just hang the ball outside the off stump.
Cromwell Road, end of the ground. Brunt starts and then stops.
Down the hill.
She's got seniority, you see.
You wait for me.
Brunt now approaches. Verma on strike. Once more, Verma happy to run the ball off the face of the bat, down towards Sarah Glenn, fielding just in front of us. And that is another single, 5 without loss.
Sarah Glenn doing the worst job in international cricket when you're doing fine leg to fine leg or third man to third man.
It's a lot of miles now, isn't it?
I always used to enjoy it because you think, well, actually, I'm running about 10k in a 50 over game, an ODI. It burns a lot of calories, doesn't it?
Yeah, justifies that ice cream.
Exactly.
Brunt past the umpire to bowl to Mandana, driving. It's the time shot, but it only finds the fielder in the offside. And there's no run. All been pretty tight and on the money from England so far. There's not been anything loose.
Yeah, they've just really looked to bowl back of a length, attack the stumps, not give either of these batters any width either side of the stumps.
Brunt charging towards us once more. Mandana feels for the ball outside the off stump, runs it past Amy Jones, and that'll be the first boundary for India. It wasn't one that necessarily Smriti Mandana will think I'll like to watch the replay of that on repeat and admire my own ability. It was a little bit loose, she's got a smile on her face, but it is a boundary nonetheless, and it's 9 without loss.
Yeah, just looking to guide that one past short third, but getting a genuine nick on it. Catherine Brunt's got her hands over her face, she can't believe it. And Mandana just smiles at her and says, well, it's still gone for 4. And that little nick down to third man, we've now got a change in field. Sarah Glenn comes up to short fine, and Sophie Eccleston goes down to third man.
Brunt moving into bowl. Mandana driving into the offside. There's a little bit of a stumble and a misfield from Siva. They'll get through for 1 run. Throw is an appalling one, I'm afraid. And Maddie Villiers puts her hands up in apology to Sarah Glenn, who was almost taken out on the bounce as she ran in to back up.
I actually hope she's dropped her towel as well, running down to the boundary. Go and get your towel, Glennie. Oh, she's not noticed yet.
And that'll be a penalty if that ball hits that.
There we go. She said, Tammy, I can't be bothered. You get it? She's probably still got a dead leg from the ball just hitting her on the ball.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Right then, 2 balls left of the second over, 10 without loss. Outside edge, flies down to the boundary. There seems to be a really clear plan here from India. Use the pace on the ball and let the outfield do the work. 14 without loss.
Yeah, both of the boundaries coming from little guides down to the third boundary. That one just run off the face of the bat. She plays that so well. Down the hill.
There was no chance. There is a fielder in position to protect that region, but nothing could be done by Glenn because the ball was racing. Brunt bowling to Verma. This time goes to the leg side, picks up 1. And that'll be the end of the over. I fancy it is, yes. 2 overs gone. 15 without loss is the India score. England won the toss. They elected to have a bowl first. You weren't with us on Friday, Alex.
I wasn't. I missed you dearly.
Yeah.
I was playing at Emirates Old Trafford myself, so...
Well, how did it go?
Yep, very well. We won. Emma Lamb in the runs again.
I saw this.
111 not out, opening the batting for us, and then getting 3 for as well.
Well, could she be an England player before too long?
Well, I'm surprised she's not here, to be completely honest
Really?
with you. Yeah, really surprised. We saw that the bowlers have been picked. Emma Arlott got picked up after, you know, a decent start to the season, and Emma Lamb has had an unbelievable season so far. But like Lammy said, she said, you know what, if I get picked in this England squad, I'm not going to play. So when I'm not being picked, at least I'm playing cricket.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But those players that are in the England squad, I'm thinking perhaps Danny Wyatt at the top of the order will be thinking there's just a little bit of pressure to make sure that she does the job. Back in the England side, played well the other night, 31 she scored. Eccleston into the attack. Verma, clears the fielder at mid-wicket and will get 4. Wasn't far over the head of Nat Siva, but Verma just freeing her arms for the first time in this innings, and India are 19 without loss.
Yeah, it's not often we see that so early on in the innings, but we've got mid-wicket on the ring for that slog sweep that Shafali Verma plays, and the ball just going over Nat Siva. She's a tall figure. And a good start on the attack already to Sophie Eccleston, the world's best T20 bowler.
Eccleston, the long sleeves, prepares, moves into bowl to Verma. It's defended. Did you hear the crunching of gravel just then in your ears?
I did.
Yeah, it's our microphones, our effects microphone. One of them is right past the little gravel track, so every so often it sounds like someone's about to ring on the doorbell. Eccleston bowling to Verma, who goes hard into the leg side. She's got some distance. How much? 6. First 6 of the game. And Dunkley running around stood no chance. Out towards the picnic benches. And another big hit from Shafali Verma. 25 without loss.
Again, Shafali Verma with the slog sweep. She didn't quite get hold of the first one, but that one she's absolutely muscled over mid-wicket. And it's brought a change in field. Mid-wicket has gone to deep cow corner. And rightly so, because she's hit that so well.
It's almost like the equivalent of when you're told as a kid you can have your pudding, but you've got to eat your vegetables first. So Shafali Verma's batted for 2 overs cautiously, and now she's been told she can have some fun. Eccleston to Verma, defending, bit of a leading edge.
Still don't quite understand that.
No, I mean, like, she's eaten the vegetables now. She's by defending and blocking. And now she can have the apple crumble of a wallop over mid-wicket. That's an analogy I'm going to drop now. It's worked into the leg side, and there is no run.
It's an interesting one, but I think I can get on board.
Yeah?
Wouldn't have apple crumble though.
What would you go for?
Chocolate brownie and ice cream.
Would you? Well, you would have liked Northampton then.
I know, so I heard.
Yeah. We were very nice, well looked after. Eccleston to bowl to the right-handed Verma, down the leg side, signals wide, and that'll be one more onto the India score, which stands at 26 without loss.
It's annoying really when your playing career gets in the way of chocolate brownie eating career, isn't it?
Yeah, which one do you see as a more one that you feel that you're more of a success at the moment, as it's clipped into the leg side and a throw comes in at the non-striker's head and there is no run, because you are the captain of a side and you've won a World Cup, so I would argue you'd have to be quite a prolific brownie eater to combine the two remotely on the same level.
I mean, I'd like to think that the cricket career is going better than the eating.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing. 26 without loss after how many overs? We've had 3.
Yeah, but you know, enjoying both.
Yeah, life's about balance.
I wasn't captain on Friday though.
Why?
Yeah, well, Kate Cross not in this T20 squad. Is the captain of the Manchester Originals, so my housemate said, do you fancy practicing captaining before the 100 starts? And to my annoyance, she actually said yes.
Oh.
I thought she was going to say, no, you do it, mate. But it's all right, she did it, we won, and that's all that matters. She did a very good job.
All that matters. Brunt at the Cromwell Road end of the ground. Block of flats behind her. Blue seating is beyond the boundary edge. And Brunt charging in to the left-handed Martiner. Outside edge, runs down towards Eccleston. Deep third. Martiner moves to 8, 27 without loss. Good start this from India.
Very good start. I was sort of questioning why they were going about their innings at the start so cautiously, just running the ball down to deep third. But they've got themselves in. The run rate now is 8.5. So me questioning all that is they've proved me wrong.
Brunt to the right-handed Verma. Short hit into the leg side. She's taken it on and she gets 4. Brunt looking to try and tempt Verma into looping the ball up into the air. Well, she did, but it was away from the fielder and it's another boundary.
Yeah, brilliantly played that by Shafali Verma. Short, back of her length, hip high. She's looked to play that into the leg side, not even middling the ball as well, coming off the toe end of the bat. Just shows how hard she does strike the ball.
It's the absolute passive expression afterwards, just, yeah.
This is what I do.
Whatever. 31 without loss. Brunt running in with a bit more purpose. Slower ball is walloped back down the ground without perfect timing, but I fancy it'll bring 4. It does. That won't do much to improve the mood of Brunt. 35 without loss.
Again, another brilliant shot. Shafali Verma with a smile on her face. Catherine Brunt, back of the hand, slower ball delivery. Instead of looking to pull the ball into the leg side, she's adjusted and pulled it straight over the umpire's head. Brilliant shot. Just shows how good she is, that she can adjust to that slower ball at the last minute.
Filled up inside the circle and the offside as Brunt is into Verma. In the air, it's going to be 4 more. Beaumont at backward point was the closest to it. And Verma is starting to move through the gears. Smile on the face. India flags flying. 39 without loss now.
Wow, what a cricket shot from Shafali Verma. Giving herself that room through the offside, guiding the ball. This girl is so good at cricket.
Yeah.
Catherine Brunt now at the top of her mark, shouting and swearing, trying to figure out what to do. I love how angry she gets.
She does, yeah. And we've got the change now as Amy Jones is going to stand up to the stumps. And so Jones puts on the helmet and will run up to be just behind Verma, who looks disinterested in what England are doing.
Yeah, Amy Jones coming up to the stumps to stop Shafali Verma batting out of her crease. Try and keep her still.
Yes, Brunty!
Brunt's so angry at the top of her.
13 from the over already. 3 boundaries in a row. Verma goes into the leg side, in the air. She's got underneath it. Is that ball going to run to the boundary? Yes, it does. One more 4 for the over. And everything with England try, Verma's got an answer for it. Flies over wide, long on. And the India supporters are loving this. 43 without loss.
17 off the over already. It's still a ball to be bowled. 1, and then we've had the rest 4s. Verma just striking the ball so well.
Final ball of the over. What an over it's been for India. Verma waits, it's short, it's in the air again, clubbed into the leg side, and it's going to be a 1 bounce 4. Same sort of region, and Brunt strides away. Looking like somebody's told her it may be not coming home after all. 47 without loss after 4 overs.
Oh, Shefali Verma, what a pleasure it is to watch this girl bat when she's in incredible form like this. Just striking the ball, she manipulates the field, she knows where she wants to hit the ball. Another straight pull over mid-on, just so good.
Right time over.
Blimey, what an over. 21 from it. 1, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. It's 47 without loss, and Verma's got 38 from 17. Bearing in mind that Nat Siva's 55 from 24. We thought that, that would be the innings perhaps of this series. Well, we're 4 overs into the second game of it, and there is already the sense that we might be in for something really special here. Siva's going to bowl with Mandana on strike. It's quick, nicely played, running it down to third and picking up a single. India moved to 48 without loss, and I like this from Mandana because she clearly sees Verma and says, well, you'll strike it so well, I don't need to worry about it, you just get on strike.
And that's why these two bat so well together. They have that relationship where Verma, when she comes off and she's striking the ball like this, Mandana goes, you know what, you have the strike, and vice versa. We saw in one of the ODIs that Mandana was the one that was striking the ball so well.
Villiers at long on. Ooh, almost called into action, and that was so close to a stunning catch from Nat Siva, because I think that was on the full.
It was. Diving to her right hand side, the ball smacked straight back at her with some force, and it's one of those that they either stick or they don't. It's a finger breaker, that's what you would call that one.
Yeah, and Villiers right in front of us immediately started moving to her left, but it was Siva that was closest to doing something with that. Verma defensively plays the ball into the ground. 48 without loss.
I just love watching Shefali Verma bat because she learns so quickly. We saw her get out in the previous game by backing away and giving herself too much room. Well, today she's still been backing away, but not as much.
Siva from the C end once more. Full delivery. Tickled off the pads down towards short fine leg where Eccleston fields, and there's no run. Siva doing a good job here, just stemming that flow of runs.
Almost feels quite boring, there's been a couple of dots.
Yeah. That strike rate's dipped to 190. Verma waiting, keeper standing up to the stumps. Ooh, leading edge into the offside, but it drops well short of the disgruntled Catherine Brunt at extra cover.
Oh,
48 without loss. 1 ball left of the 5th over.
It's been well bowled this over from Nat Siva. She just needs to get herself out of the over.
Verma waiting, it's short, swatted away, but Dunkley will pick the ball up before it reaches the ropes, and he'll keep Verma on strike. So 5 overs gone, 1 left of the power play. 49 without loss is the score, with 39 of those runs coming from the bat of Shefali Verma. Alex, some more from you, and then Emily Windsor will take up commentary for the first time today.
Well, that was brilliantly bowled by Nat Siva. Shefali Verma on the hunt. She's finding the boundary with absolute ease. Nat Siva comes on, just the single off her over, or the 2 off her over, sorry. Well bowled. But you know England are on the back foot when Sophie Eccleston is bowling a second over in the power play.
Yeah, they certainly are. And what a battle we're seeing throughout this series between Brunt and Verma. I mean, it's just fun to watch, isn't it?
I absolutely love it. I live for it. You know, I woke up this morning, I said, I get to see Brunt versus Verma again today.
And just as we thought Brunt was getting on top, Verma, she's come straight back at her.
And I just love the fact that Shafali Verma just laughs at Catherine Brook. Catherine Brook gets angry, throws the ball at Verma, does all sorts, and Verma just laughs at her and says, mate, I'm winning.
So calm and collected for such a young age. So Sophie Eccleston into the attack to Verma. She bowls and that's played back to her. Dot ball. Sophie fires it back into Jones. Sense England really wanting this wicket here, this breakthrough. India playing nicely in the power play. So this is the final over of the power play as Eccleston in again to Verma bowls, and that's hit her on the pad. Another dot ball. This is a good little spell though from England.
You're just peering round.
I can't
Would you like to talk to me?
I was looking at you through Henry and then you can't see me. We're all behind glass shields here in the commentary box for obvious reasons as Eccleston in again to Verma. That's hit back to her, that's dropped. That's a big moment. So Verma dropped on 39. That wasn't that hard a chance, was it, Alex?
No, that is going to be really important. Verma mistiming a shot, trying to play it over the top of mid-off, and it's gone straight back to Sophie Eccleston, literally straight to her.
That was one she did miss time as Eccleston in again, bowls to Verma and again played back to her, but another dot here. 4 dots so far in this over. 49 for none, India.
This battle is amazing because Sophie Eccleston came on to bowl the second over of the game, got absolutely whacked by Verma. She's now down the hill, she's adjusted her line and her length, she's bowling quick into the pitch, and Verma now can't get underneath her for that slog sweep.
Eccleston down the hill into Verma. She tried to late cut that. They're appealing. Only Eccleston interested, Jones not. But I think that's just another dot ball. There are conversations with Eccleston and keeper. But the captain's not interested. 5 dot balls then. This over. You sense something's happening.
Something's happening. I think Shafali Verma here, this is where she'll either show her maturity or her immaturity. She needs to get out of this power play. Even if this is a maiden, it doesn't matter. India are on top. Get out of the power play.
Eccleston into Verma. She hits that down the ground, hits that hard, only to Brunt. So that is a maiden over. That's a fantastic over for England to end the power play and score 49 without loss.
A brilliant over by Sophie Eccleston, proving why she is the world's best T20 bowler. Learning from her mistakes in that first over, tossing the ball up. She's gone quicker into the pitch. And Shafali Verma, we very rarely see it as just patted back a maiden over. But the key from that is the drop catch that we've had from Shafali Verma. Eccleston dropping her for 39. Could be a big moment in this game of cricket.
Yeah, I certainly feel that could be, but the pressure is back on them now that Natalie Sivers over before then. Eccleston, we haven't let them get away here.
Yep, just 2 runs coming off the final 2 overs of the power play, and that's huge. Just shows the start that India got. 49 off the power play with 2 really quiet overs.
So Freya Davies into the attack for the first time here at Hove today. She'll be running up the hill from the C end into the left-handed Mandana. She bowls, and that's turned down to third man, as we've seen her do so well so far. 50 up then for India.
This is the first time that I've seen Freya Davies bowl this season, and she's changed her run-up. She doesn't gallop in the way she used to. She used to have such an elegant run-up, and she used to sort of gallop like a horse would. And she's changed her run-up, so it'd be interesting to see if she's still as quick, still swings the ball as much.
So, change of field. 4 allowed outside the circle now. 3 of those are on the leg side with no mid-wicket in place. And a long off. Amy Jones just lining up those boundary fielders as Freya Davies at the top of her mark again. Ringfield then on the offside. As Davies into Verma, that's down the leg side, will be a wide ball. Sharp take though from Amy Jones. She's been impressive for me this series so far, Amy Jones.
She's unbelievable with the gloves, isn't she? You know, we always say Amy Jones, the world's best keeper. It's just a shame she was behind Sarah Taylor, because any other international side should have played over 100 games, 100 international games. She's so good.
Do you think she learned from Sarah Taylor though? In comes Davies to Verma again. That's turned into the onside. Will just be a single as Siva comes in off the rope. Verma will move to 40 52 for none.
No, she will have learnt a lot from Sarah Taylor, but you know, Amy Jones does the simple things exceptionally well, but Sarah Taylor just does the outrageous things. There was a take yesterday in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. Sarah Taylor diving to her right hand side, one-handed take, unbelievable.
In comes Davies again to the left-handed Mandana. That's cut, but only finds Tammy Beaumont at back of point. I think about a single, a bit of a mix-up, but Verma gets back comfortably in the end. Dot ball after all that.
Yeah, never run on a misfield, that's the rule, isn't it?
Yeah, not when it goes just to her right. You definitely don't want to be running there, especially inside that inner ring. So 52 for none. Mandana just on 10 off 10 deliveries, playing supporting role to Shafali Verma. Here we saw an incredible over against Brunt earlier as Davies in again to the left-hander bowls. That's hit back down the ground. Brunt does the fielding at mid-on. They come through for a quick single. Mandana will move to 11, 53 for none.
Yeah, India just having to readjust and play things slightly differently now we're out the power play. Maybe go more nudging and nurdling. We've got no one on the ring on the leg side, but we've got a deep square, a deep mid-wicket and a long on. Will Shafali Verma take on those fielders and look for the boundary on the leg side?
Or does she try and go through the offside? Let's have a look then as Freya Davies in again in the C end. She bowls slower ball and that's just forward in defence, would be no run. Danny White does the fielding at cover. Clever bowling that from Freya Davies.
Yeah, really well bowled. She knows that Verma wants to play the ball through the offside and give herself room, so she's gone for the slower ball. Freya Davies has the hardest slower ball to pick in England cricket. Domestic cricket or international cricket, she's got an unbelievable slower ball.
Freya Davies in again to Shafali Verma. She bowls and that's hit hard up to long on. Maddie Villiers picks up on the bounce, will just be a single. And the score moves to 54 for none, and that is 7 overs gone.
Another pretty chilled over, just 5 off it. Well bowled from Freya Davies. Huge pressure coming on to bowl out of the power play when you've got Shafali Verma 41 off 31 deliveries. You know, smacked Catherine Brunt all over the place.
You just sense as well how hard Verma's hitting the ball, even though that was just a single. It reminded me a bit how Natalie Civil was playing on Friday. She was just hitting the ball cleanly. She was picking the gaps, and I feel like if Verma can stay here for at least a few more overs, India are going to start racing along.
They are indeed. Now this is a battle I've been a little bit nervous for. Sarah Glenn versus Shafali Verma. With the leg spin of Sarah Glenn, she doesn't get massive turn on the ball. She bowls off skidders off the surface. They sort of skid on with the arm. Something that Shafali Verma will be licking her lips towards, no doubt.
So 4 fielders outside the circle are a mid-wicket, long on, long off, and cover everyone behind square of the wicket in the circle. Heather Knight, the captain, at extra cover. In comes Glenn then to Verma. That's just a dink. Just to Glenn. Sophie Eccleston at short third will be another dot ball. Sort of feel the pressure's building on Verma here because she got off to that flyer and now she doesn't seem to be getting the boundary she's after. Glenn in again to Verma. That's turned down to fine leg. That's a lovely shot. She's not running because the outfield's so quick, but Davies might get there, you know. No, she doesn't. So 4 more to Verma. She moves to 45 now on 33. That takes the pressure off her a little bit. 58 for none.
Yeah, just flicked off the pads towards short fine and it's gone past and gone for 4. But I'm not being funny. Freya Davies put in a dive there. She could have stopped that. It's almost like she was a bit cautious of diving. I know she's got a sore shoulder, whether or not that had anything to do with it. Poor for Freya Davies.
Just the wrong line there from Glenn to this fielder. She bowls and then pulls away as Verma pulled away halfway through. So that's just a dead ball signalled by the umpire.
Fly in her eye.
I thought I missed the delivery. I thought that was a bit quick. Where's that gone, Alex? Help me.
Quicker ball.
In comes Glenn again. This time to Verma. She bowls. That's a quicker ball and that's just played to Knight at extra cover.
And for the first time we've seen a little bit of frustration from Shafali Verma. A grunt there as she tried to play that through the offside and couldn't. Showing her emotion for the first time today.
First time we've seen our series, isn't it? In comes Glenn to Verma. Slower delivery, and that's driven up to long off. Will just be a single from Verma. Good change of pace from Glennie. Score moves to 46-59 for none.
Yeah, brilliant from Sarah Glenn, not letting Shafali Verma get comfortable facing her, mixing up her pace, mixing up her line, and now she's got to do the same towards the left-hander.
So change of field to Mandana. Long off comes into the circle, and there's a deep square now out on the leg side as in comes Glenn to the left-hander. She uses her feet and she hits over that mid-off. And has that gone all the way? Yes, it has. That's 6 runs to Mandana. She joins the boundary party and she will move to 17-65 for none.
That's just the beauty of this India opening pair, isn't it? Shafali Verma's struggling. She batted beautifully in the power play, really took advantage of the first 4 overs. Mandana hardly had any of the strike. It's been a quiet couple of overs, and now she said, now it's my turn, and hits the ball over mid-off for 6. Brilliantly struck.
So change of field, long off, gone back now and cover into the circle. Still 3 fielders. We're just watching a replay as to whether that went all the way or not. So it's sort of rocking and rolling, one of those.
It's definitely 6.
If Alex Hartley says it's 6, it's 6. So again, having to watch that rock and roll. But a nice day here at Hove. There's the 6 signalled. So Mandana will face the next delivery from Glenn. She bowls, quicker delivery, and that's pulled out to deep mid-wicket. Sophia Dunkley quick to the ball. And back into the keeper will just be a single. Mandana moves to 18-66 for none. And that is 8 overs gone.
It was a decent over from Sarah Glenn. I was nervous for the battle with Shafali Verma, but she bowled brilliantly towards her, and then Mandana hit her over mid-off for 6, so her first over's gone for 12. But in the context, she actually bowled really well, and that's just the beauty of T20 cricket, isn't it? It takes one delivery to ruin your figures.
Yeah, and that's why you got to be a batter, Alex. You as a bowler, you must know that. Especially as a spinner, I think sometimes it can be your day, can't it? You can be unbelievable, but sometimes you just go for runs.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened on Friday. We played at Emirates Old Trafford against the Sunrisers, and I bowled 4 overs, none for 28. 3 drop catches, 1 that went for 6, a couple of misfields, and it just ruins your figures completely. But the context of things, you can still bowl well and still go for 30 runs, and that's just cricket. But that's why it's entertaining, I suppose.
That's why you can get wickets as well for your partner at the other end. Bowling partnerships. So in comes Freya Davies to the left-handed Mandana. She bowls, and that's hit back down the ground. Nice shot, nice and controlled from Mandana. Will just be a single though. She moved to 19-67 for none. How do you feel here, Alex? Obviously no wicket. England haven't picked up a wicket yet. Do you feel India can really go some, especially with the middle order they've got?
Not yet. I think they need to, the longer these two bat together, the highest score they're going to get. The projected score is 165, but if these two bat for 2-3 overs more, they could get up towards 200.
In comes Freya Davies from the C end into Verma. She bowls, and that's turned into the onside again. Will just be a single. Verma moves to 47-68 without loss, and that projected score, that 160, the average first innings score here in women's T20 internationals has just been 127. So how India are playing at the moment, they're going to go way beyond that. Wickets are important. If England get a couple of wickets, that certainly will put India on the back foot. Freya Davies then. In she comes to Mandana. That's cut away out to deep cover. Sophia Dunkley in off the boundary again, just a single. Mandana moves to 20-69 for none. What will India be looking for here, do you think, at this start?
I think that 160, definitely that 160. Keep the run rate up around 8s. They've built themselves a brilliant platform. I suppose what's good now is can you bring in Harmanpreet Kaur a little bit earlier, and she can carry on the momentum.
Freya Davies back in past the umpire to Shafali Verma. She bowls, and that's pulled away into the leg side. Again, just a single as Dunkley's so quick out there. But she really put her body through that. 48. Verma moves to 70 for none.
Verma trying to go for that pocket between long on and mid wicket and just dragging the ball into the leg side. But we don't mind that. She's batting so well. She's slowed down out of the power play. She needs to find a way of still trying to find that boundary.
Freya Davies just composes herself at the top of her mark. And comes in again to Mandana. She bowls, that's hit up over the top of mid-off. This could be out. Maddie Villiers comes round, she takes the catch. That's the wicket England have been after. Smitri Mandana gone for 20. Chip to mid-off. And that's England's first wicket, 70 for 1.
A brilliant catch to that from Villiers. They're really hard to judge. The ball was going up over extra cover. She's run round from mid-off. Well bowled from Freya Davies. She's bowled brilliantly here today. And those catches, they look easy, but they're really not. Taken over the shoulder. Good catch from Maddie Villiers.
Yeah, she put her name on that straight away. They're the type of catches you take, aren't they, Hartley?
Well, you know, speckies only is what we like to call them. And I tell you what, we've seen some speckies in this series already, haven't we? And I reckon we could add that to the list. It wasn't a diving catch, but they're still tough to take.
She's a fantastic fielder, though, is Villiers. On sort of social media, you see clips of her when England are training, taking spectacular diving catches, but just calm and collected there under that. Freya Davies picks up her first wicket. So the incoming batsman is Harmanpreet Kaur, as you asked for, Alex.
Yeah, I love that from India. I love that from the captain herself. She knows they've got off to a brilliant start. She said, you know what, let's keep it going, I'm going in. And I think that's why she's such a brilliant captain, because she knows how to adjust to situations. And I'd love to see her get some runs today. She's been struggling this series. We all know what she's capable of.
So Verma will be on strike as they crossed, as it went up into the air. And interestingly, on the scoreboard, Verma's batting twice and got 48 from either end. As we look here at Sussex, but it will be Davies into Verma. That's a wide down the leg side. Jones can't get there. Glenn comes round, so they run a single. The score will move to 72. 72 for 1, though, importantly. England picking up that breakthrough, that much needed breakthrough.
Yeah, huge moment here as well to Harmanpreet Kaur. She's under the pump. She hasn't had a score in this series.
Would she be one that would be flustered by that? You've obviously played alongside her.
Nah, she's so chilled. She just goes, yep, I know, I just need one score and then I'm back to myself. She doesn't let anything faze her.
So Davies in to Kaur's first ball. She bowls, and that's just played to mid-wicket. Field has changed, really squeezing her, and that's the end of the over. 72 for 1. And I feel like, exactly as you said there, the importance of just that one innings changes it, doesn't it, for a batter? The talent's there, we know that she's a quality player, but you just get that one knock and then all of a sudden it's back.
Yeah, things just flip so quickly, especially in T20 cricket. It's so different to any other format of cricket. It just takes you to hit one ball through the covers or hit one ball over the top and you go, today's my day. So that's all Harmanpreet Kaur needs. She just needs that, and I'm dying for her to get some runs because she's such an unbelievable player, and even more so, she's such a nice person, and she's captain in this India side, knowing that she's had no runs for a while, basically since 2017, and that does come with pressure, although she doesn't let it get to her. You know, we're all talking about it, so it's just one of those things.
So Maddie Villiers into the attack, the off spinner for the first time today. Long off, long on, mid-wicket and square out, all on the rope. Ring offside field. As Villiers will be bowling to Verma on 48. She's hit that hard, that's up in the air, there's a cry for catch it. Will Natalie Siver get there? Yes, she does, that's a huge wicket, a fantastic catch from Siver. Verma gone from 48 off 37 deliveries, but all of a sudden England have got 2 wickets very quickly. 72 for 2.
A good catch that from Natalie Siver. She was that long on, she's running round. The first ball that Maddie Villiers has taken, Verma's tried to slog sweeper. She's not even seen what she's going to bowl. Natalie Siver, brilliant catch. She's had a lot of ground to cover. A huge wicket, not what India needed at all. We're going to have 2 fresh batters at the crease, and that is absolutely crucial when it comes to T20 cricket. Shafali Verma, furious with herself. She's shaking her head. She falls for 48.
Yeah, that is again what you talked about, potentially that inexperience. You've just got a new batter come to the crease, you haven't seen what Villiers is going to do. Gone for the aggressive option straight away, and all of a sudden India are on the back foot. 2 wickets changes it so quickly.
Up the hill as well. here at Sussex. There's quite a big slope. You know, down the hill I can sort of understand taking the bowler on, but not first ball either.
So 2 wickets and just 2 runs scored. So England built a nice passage of play here. So Villiers will be bowling to Harmanpreet Kaur because they crossed while it was in the air. Deepti Sharma is the new batter at the non-striker's end. In comes Villiers then, and that's forward in defence, dot ball. Dot ball pressure is so important as well here.
And that's where England have ended up picking up 2 wickets. They've bowled fantastically together in partnerships.
Villiers into Kaur again, that's hit back to her again. That's hit the batter. And the captain, Heather Knight, has to dive in the end. Another dot ball.
The pressure coming from both ends with Freya Davis and Sarah Glenn bowling well. Nat Siver in the power play, Sophie Eccleston, they've just built pressure.
Villiers to Kaur again, forward in defence, another dot ball, so just a wicket. And 3 dot balls to follow so far this over.
And this is what Harmanpreet Kaur does. She faces delivery, she just looks to defend the ball, and then she'll go bang, she'll flip a switch.
Villiers to Kaur, that's short and that's pulled. She doesn't get hold of it. She's dragged down that by Villiers, but it'll come through for a single. She'll be off the mark, 73 for 2. She feels she would have missed out there, do you think?
Yeah, definitely missed out. That was a drag down from Maddie Villiers.
That's one of those that you want that early on in your innings, don't you, to get it away. Potentially the sign of her, though, you know, she's out of form. She hasn't scored many runs. Just can't quite get it away. You're searching for those runs. 73 for 2. So left-handed Deepti Sharma brings a change of field. Villiers coming round the wicket. As she bowls, and that's a full toss, but she can only find extra cover. The captain there stops the ball. 33 for 2. That's a fantastic over from Maddie Villiers. 1 for 1 her first over. 73 for 2. And Henry in his bright yellow shirt, I think, is joining us.
It's not just bright yellow.
He's actually spilt something down it as well.
Have I?
We've had it on 2 minutes.
No, it's pudding as well. It's the Pimm's trifle.
Oh,
It's quite nice actually. You're off for a bit, Al.
I'll go and try that. Try.
Thanks for pointing that out. Right then, score 73 for 2. Since this game has turned on its head in the last couple of overs, Emily, it just feels like those wickets could be oh so important.
Yeah, definitely. It's really stemmed the run flow, and actually losing Verma, you see Catherine Brunt come straight back into the attack, and I think this is a really good move from the captain, Heather Knight. Her previous over was very expensive, so she's come back.
Brunt to bowl to Kaur, who has 1 from 5 and is playing cautiously in defence.
Yeah, and I just feel like at the moment England as well, bowling in partnerships well. They're not letting either end any runs go, and that builds that pressure and that creates the wickets opportunity, which did in the previous 2 overs, getting both Mandana and Verma, the dangerous batters.
Brunt in the sunshine, runs in right arm over. That's a quick delivery. Whip round the corner from the bat of Kaur, who'll pick up 1 down towards Glenn. That fine leg. Brunt, who's walking with purpose and fury in every step. The figures of 2.2 overs, none for 33. Largely down to that 21 run over from the bat of Shafali Verma, but Verma's gone, and there is now the possibility, if England could get another wicket or 2 quickly, to really start to turn the screw here.
Yeah, we saw that at Northants, didn't we? India lost a couple of wickets quickly, then it looked as if it was England's game.
Brunt to bowl to Deepti Sharma, and Jones does well, rising with the ball. Just for a moment we were waiting for the ball to be tossed in the air. So there was perhaps an outside edge, but it just evaded
Great
Deepti Sharma's
take that.
bat. Yeah, isn't it?
Great take that from Jones. Brunt bowling quickly, Jones having none of it, stood up, rises with the bounce.
Here comes Brunt once more. It's a defensive push, nothing more than that. What India can't really afford here is to have a position where 3 or 4 overs go by and then suddenly they have to move through the gears actually they need to keep the pressure on, keep that scoreboard moving.
Yeah, they don't need to do that recklessly. They don't need to be searching for the boundaries. They just need to rotate the strike. And England and Brunt are bowling really, really tightly, making that hard for India. But these dot balls are wins for England. They just need to get that scoreboard ticking over.
And your Shrubsole, not part of the England side today. She's leaning on the advertising hoardings just in front of us, watching on in a yellow bib. As in front of her, Catherine Brunt runs into bowl to Dipti Sharma again, flying past the outside edge, and again Jones equal to it.
Shrubsole giving a fast bowling teammate a clap there. Those two bowled in tandem for so long for England. Shrubsole liking what she sees there from Brunt. Good comeback though from Brunt.
Brunt in again, final ball of her third over. 74 for 2 is the score. Pushing to the offside will yield a single. Dunkley sprints in from the boundary edge, and 1 run is taken. The score 75 for 2 after 11. Test match special with you on this Sunday afternoon. A big Sunday. Is that fair to say in English sport?
Huge Sunday. I wouldn't even go big.
Okay, we're going huge, right. Yeah, well, fair enough. And there is plenty of other cricket going on before we get on to anything else that might be taking place this evening, because there is much occurring in the county championship with Derbyshire against Essex. Durham Notts at the end of the next over. I'll bring you all the details of what's been going on. Maddie Villiers then continuing to bowl to Dipti Sharma, and another dot ball. It's been really slow going the last couple of overs.
Certainly has, and I think India here just need to find a way, because all that hard work that both Verma and Mandana did in the power play has just gone to waste here.
Smashed into the ground, but without the penetration through the offside to bring a run. 75 for 2, the run rate's dipped to 6.6 and over. Since the dismissal of Verma, we've seen 3 scoring shots across 2 overs. They were just singles. Villiers into Dipti Sharma, clipping the ball down the ground for 1. There's another onto the total, but it's not the sort of positivity that perhaps will encourage India to think they've got a big score coming, because you look, since that wicket fell at the start of the 10th over, we saw 4 dot balls immediately, another 4 in the following over, already seen 1 in this over, so 9 dot balls in 13. It's not the sort of run that you're looking for.
Definitely not in T20 cricket. That rotation of the strike is so important.
Harmanpreet Kaur waiting, right-hander, swinging without any timing at all. That was the shot of someone who is just so out of touch, it's untrue.
And just really searching for the runs. We said that she got a long hop in Maddie Villiers' previous over that she'd usually just absolutely punish and crunch to the boundary. She could almost hit it anywhere, but she just tried to hit it too hard. She wants those runs.
Down the track comes Harmanpreet Kaur. She's got hold of that one. Wow, that is a big 6. And the India dugout towards which that ball went, they enjoyed that, because not only is it runs, but it's runs to their captain.
Yeah, and applauding that, and also I think they were applauding the fielder with their teammate with a bib on. She took the catch out there in the dugout.
Look at that reaction from Kaur on the replay as well, a real show of emotion. Full delivery, whipped round the corner, and it'll just be 1 run out towards Danny Wide at mid-wicket.
But you just sort of sense, is that the shot she needed that will really kick her on? She's obviously faced a few deliveries now, but actually that one out the middle, that feeling as a batter, when you find that when you haven't scored runs previously, she knows it. You do know it, don't you, as a player? Could that start her on to a bit of an innings here, and a much needed one for India here?
I've waited close to 30 years for the feeling of the ball to come out of the middle of the bat.
Does it not come out the middle in nets with throwdowns? A few underarms?
No, absolutely not. I've heard it's really, really satisfying when you time one. Harmanpreet Kaur on this tour thus far, 4 and 8 in the Test match, 1 in the first ODI, then 19 and 16 to show a little bit of encouragement, then just 1 in the first T20. Can she get a score today? Sarah Glenn will be bowling leg spin to her from the sea end. In the sunshine, clouds overhead. Sweep really timed. We'll see themselves through for 1 run onto the total, 85 for 2.
don't mind this though from, of course, she hasn't got hold of it, but she's showing that positive intent. She's not just patting the ball back for dot balls. And that's so important. If they're not finding the boundary, they need to find the single.
Glenn's going to come round the wicket to the left-handed Dipti Sharma. Packed offside field inside the circle. Sharma sweeps hard. It's work to do for Wyatt, who scampers across and does really well. And that prevents anything more than just a single. That's good work in the deep. 85 for 2.
Yeah, it certainly was. And that's with this England side, you've got fantastic fielders, you've got the depth in bowling. They're such a hard team to play against.
Glenn bowling to Harmanpreet and mistimes one horribly into the ground. Once more, it was another shortish delivery that could have been put anywhere. She's not timed it.
The thing with Glenn though, the ball does skid on. She bowls those toppies and they actually really rush you in the end.
Kaur sees one tossed up, flipping down the ground. There's a little bit of work to do to ensure they get home safely as Brunt picks up at mid-wicket, but the single is taken. And the strike rotated. 86 for 2 now. 2 balls left of the 13th over. Just a reminder, England winning the toss, electing to bowl first.
Round the wicket.
I'd say it's in the balance actually at the moment. The average score here, we said earlier, in a T20 is just 127, and India head into that.
Dipti Sharma winding up, but in the end just tapping the ball into the leg side. 1 run taken out to mid-wicket. And 87 for 2. We've got a ball left of the 13th over.
And England as well don't have the best record here at home in T20s. They've lost 4 out of 5 games, which is actually very unlike them. It's not a favoured ground for them.
Tossed up, chopped away. That's a nice looking shot, and it's going to bring a boundary. Kaur was given just too much room there and moves to 15, has her eyes on her highest score of the tour, and it's a really important innings this for India. 91 for 2, 13 overs gone.
Yeah, good shot that. Clinical, short and wide, and she's punished it just as they brought that cover sweeper up. She hits it straight back through, finds a boundary, so 91 for 2. Good over for India.
A few headlines from the county championship today. 9 games in the final round of group stage matches, with Yorkshire taking on Lancashire in the Roses match in Group 3. Both sides already qualified for Division 1. Delayed start at Canterbury. Kent having to make a lot of changes following a positive COVID test. Saw that with the England ODI side in the men's game. Gloucestershire are taking on Hampshire, winners set to qualify for Group 2. Group 2 leaders Somerset are at Surrey. A draw for them will be enough to progress. And elsewhere, Group 1 leaders Notts taking on Durham, both sides challenging for a Division 1 place. Reigning champions Essex got to beat Derbyshire to stand a chance of qualifying for the top division. Worcestershire out of contention, host Warwickshire, who starts second in Group 1. All the details on the BBC Sport website. Davis sees one chipped in the air, could be a chance of a catch. It's going to drop just short. Knight was running as quick as she could to get there, but as it looped up towards shortish mid-wicket, the ball was always winning the race.
Yeah, that's one of those frustrating ones, but just a leading edge there. So this is nice bowling from Freya Davies. You saw in her earlier spell, she varied her pace well. She bowled her slower balls, which both Verma and Mandana struggled with. So she'll certainly be looking to do that, running down the hill.
A home of sorts this for Freya Davies, from this part of the world. Sussex cricketer.
Not probably too familiar though with the ground. She wouldn't. Sussex women haven't played too much here.
No.
But she knows the sense of the smell of the sea.
Well, exactly. 92 for 2. Davies bowling to Harmanpreet Kaur, who chips the ball into the leg side without much timing. Will get through for 1. 93 for 2. It always surprises me how close this ground is to the sea.
You literally walk out of it and you see the sea, don't you? But you know what? The Vipers played a game here and we were like, we'll go to the beach after. And I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it is. That walk down the road, it definitely looks closer.
It's a lovely walk down there, it really is. Round the wicket comes Freya Davies, bowling to Dipti Sharma, defended into the leg side. Interesting delivery and action from Davies, almost very, very different in many ways, but right at the last minute dips that head in the manner that James Anderson does, actually looking away without the eyes on the ball as it's heading downward towards the batter. And it's just that final bit of effort, looking at the ground. She bowls to Sharma, working the ball into the leg side. Applause and encouragement from Heather Knight, the England captain, for what's been a good over so far. 94 for 2. You can see those wind farms in the distance out at sea, can't you?
Yeah, it's a lovely ground, isn't it? And I actually think this ground's fantastic for women's cricket, because the atmosphere you can hear in the background. Obviously we're still on a restricted crowd, but it always tends to bring that really nice feel. We saw the Kia Super League finals day here.
Davis bowling to Harmanpreet Kaur, looking to run the ball towards short fine leg, but there's protection there. Sarah Glenn will pick up. We've got a ball left of the 14th over, 94 for 2.
Freya's bowling very, very well here, bowling to her field.
Go on, Frey.
Bowling into the batter's pads, not giving them any room to free their hands. Skipper Heather Knight must be very happy as she has a conversation with Freya.
Recently graduated from Exeter University, I think, I'm right in saying. I think in law, possibly.
Yeah, she's a very clever cookie, is Davies.
And now driven through the offside and bursting through the hands of the fielder at extra cover. That could have been a chance, you know. We'll wait to see if it's a boundary. That's the next thing to check. Either way, there'll be, well, possibly an extra run taken now. It's all happening during this delivery. And they have got home for what I think will be 3 runs. We'll have a look. It's 97 for 2 at the moment on the scoreboard. And Catherine Brunt punches the ground in frustration because she feels that was a chance missed.
Yeah, I think she seems to be having one of those days, isn't she, in the field? But I think that could be fantastic stop from Dunkley out on the rope. We'll watch the replay again and probably from a different angle. But if she stopped that, that's a great bit of fielding.
Yeah, I think she has, you know. That's brilliant work.
Diving low to her right at pace. Very quick across the ground is Dunkley. But was it a drop chance?
97 for 2, I think that's what it's going to stay. The umpire is,
Turn the bowling right on over.
well, content that is enough. Ian Blackwell says to Nat Siver, well, we're ready for the next over. We haven't seen a replay yet of that potential opportunity. As soon as we do, we'll know a little bit more. Sivo's bowled 2 overs, conceded just the 6 runs. As protection in the deeper, long on, deep cover, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square. Quite a conventional field outside the power play overs in T20. 97 for 2. Kaur on strike on 19. Defending into the offside, wants a single, but it's not there.
Yeah, Siver's that economical bowler, isn't she? She really does put pressure on. Yes, she may not get all the wickets she deserves sometimes, but she builds that pressure which enables the other bowlers at the other end to be attacking and pick up the wickets.
Siver again. Big swing from Harmanpreet Kaur, struck on the body. She tried to smack the ball out of hove. She looked to launch into the leg side, just didn't get it right.
Yeah, and that's a surprising shot really, especially when there's 3 fielders out there, Villiers, Brunt, Dunkley, all out there waiting on the rope. Is that the best option? Should she just be trying to rotate the strike into that off leg side with no mid-wicket in place?
Short from Siver, beautifully played, running down towards short third, and get a single. It was right up by the chops of Harmanpreet. She managed to just fend it away. I can see cricketing royalty tomorrow, right? I can see Charlotte Edwards having a very nice afternoon in the sunshine.
Round the wicket.
Yeah, the Southern Vipers are down there. They've got a box.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Because we're obviously now breaking for a little while until August as the 100 starts. So we got a nice little social going on down there to our right, and I'm sure.
You'll be heading down there? Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon and resisting the temptation to go and join the fun down there. Siver then continuing to bowl to Sharma, who comes down the pitch, plays a nice shot down the ground. Work to do for the fielder, and it's really well done from Sophie Eccleston. Good throw as well.
Good running though. They come back for 2 there. The Indian player, they dived in on probably the hardest bit of ground. It's got to have hurt, but good running.
Yeah, straight down the ground. Well, pretty straight. And Eccleston running around from long on, had a lot of ground to make up. And did a good job not just to get there, but then to pick up cleanly and throw.
Back to the box situation though.
Yeah.
The make or break was because it's hospitality, there was a strict rule you're not allowed to wear football shirts. And on a day like today, you can't not wear a football shirt, can you?
Well,
so I thought I'd, you know, safely opt up to the commentary box where
you can wear the 3 lions with pride. Well, I'd be interested to see what football shirt Charlotte Edwards would go for.
I reckon she could pull out a real retro one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Something, early 90s.
We're not showing her age there at all.
No, well, retro football shirts are all the rage at the moment. I saw Isabel Westbury going for a run in Worcester wearing a Holland shirt from the 1988 Euros. It's a Van Basten shirt. 100 for 2. Sharma on strike. Gets in a bit of a tangle. All loops over Amy Jones. And drops almost exactly behind the England keeper. But they have run through for 1. 101 for 2. Kaur has 20. Sharma has 9. Harmanpreet Kaur here has her highest score of the tour.
And she's caught up as well. 20 off 20 deliveries. She's striking at 100.
Kaur waiting, easing the ball behind, square on the leg side. Throw comes in from Glenn, but good strike rotation here. This is what we spoke about, this partnership needing to do if the boundaries weren't coming, but they've actually managed to get a few boundaries as well as this good effort with the running too. So 102 for 2 after 15 overs. I'm getting out of the way. Alex Hartley is somewhere and will join us. And Emily, you're going to take us through to the end of the innings. Where do we think this score is? What could it be, do you reckon?
I think from here, they've got 5 overs left. They're at least going to want 140. And again, I think they can push on. They're just 2 wickets down, so they have the opportunity, the freedom to push. As Alex joins us to our left. And rearranging the furniture to let people in and out. As Sarah Glenn in from Cromwell Road end, bowled. Kaur advances, and that's played back to her. Kaur's starting to look a bit more comfortable at the crease, Alex.
She is. She still doesn't quite look herself though, does she? It's almost like something in her game is missing. She just look a bit twitchy, and she's forcing the ball, and she hits the ball best when she's not trying too hard.
Glenn into Kaur. She's gone for a big sweep through the onside. Has that split the fielders? Yes, I think it has. That's a good shot from Kaur. 4 more to her total. Sheer move to 25 and 106 for 2.
Yeah, good from Harmanpreet. Just sweeping the ball. She knows the ball's not going to turn. Playing it on his merit. And splitting those fielders in the deep mid wicket and deep square leg. She couldn't have hit it any better.
Glenn in again. To Kaur this time. She bowls and she's gone big this time. That's gone in the air. The fielder is out there. Has it gone all the way? Yes, it has. That's 6 runs. Another slog sweep from Kaur. Sheer move now to 31. 112 for 2.
Great shot from Harmanpreet. The previous one hitting the ball down on the floor. That one knowing she can get up underneath it, knowing what Sarah Glenn is bowling, and a brilliant strike of the ball. I thought we were going to see another specky catch out in the deep. Natsiva, she tried, but the ball was hit too far.
So same field in place. Just a conversation between Glenn and Knight. What will her response be? So 2 boundaries to start the over as Glenn bowls. Flighted up, this time hit up towards long off. Will it be out? Yes, it is. That's a great catch from Catherine Brunt, and she celebrates to the crowd. Kaur is gone for 31. 112 for 3.
Oh, Harmanpreet Kaur, there was absolutely no need for that. You just got 10 off the previous 2 balls. Trying to go up and over extra cover. Again, a brilliant diving catch from Catherine Brunt. The standard of fielding in this tournament so far has been absolutely outstanding. But Harmanpreet just showing why she's out of touch. There was absolutely no need to play that cricket shot. Catherine Brunt diving forward. Brilliant catch. Another Speckies only.
Brunt liked that one as well, didn't she? She had probably a frustrating fielding in so far, and to take that, she let out a bit of her frustrations in her celebration. But that was Kaur's highest score of the series so far. So I'm sure there'll be some positives to take from it. Just frustrating, wasn't it? Just as she was starting to find her feet, She gets herself out.
You just almost think like, Harry, what were you doing? You know, you're playing so well, you've just struck the ball so well. I know she needs to up the run rate. I know India are on the back foot after such a brilliant start, but she's a player that you want there at the end as an Indian batting lineup. You want everyone to bat around her because you know how capable she is of clearing the boundary. You just think that could turn the game on its head.
So Glenn will be bowling to the left-handed Deepti Sharma. She bowls, she uses her feet, that's hit over mid-wicket, that's hit a pocket. Will that go all the way? No, Dunkley comes round. They want to, their call is take them, but they make it comfortably in the end. Gosh, the fielder at the other end, 1-1-4 for 3.
Yeah, Deepti Sharma now has to be the one that's there at the end. She has to be the one that tries to accelerate. You'd think that India are definitely going to fall below Scott par after the start they got off to. Get my words out.
Glenn.
Put your teeth back in, Hartley.
Glenn into Sharma. She bowls. That's fly tip. That's a good delivery. Dug out by Sharma. It's a good comeback that from Glenn after going for 2 boundaries. First 2 balls. She picks up the wicket. Closes the over well with a dot ball. 1-1-4 for 3 India.
Yeah, Glenn's been expensive. She's bowled her 3 overs and gone for 32, but she has picked up the key wicket of Harmanpreet Kaur. It just looked like she was getting going. Dismissed her for 31 off 25 deliveries. Almost think Harmanpreet is such an experienced player. She's played a lot of T20 cricket around the world, franchise cricket. She's played in the Kia Super League. Just almost a little brain fade there from her.
Eccleston back into the attack. Best T20 bowler in the world. As a captain, you can't have any better person to call upon in this situation.
No, an unbelievable player, the ball in all circumstances.
In comes Eccleston, quicker delivery to go. She just pushes that into the offside for a dot ball.
What I really like about Eccleston as well, she's got an arm ball that is basically impossible to pick. That one bowled at 54 miles per hour.
That's quicker and fired in as in comes Eccleston again, creeping past the umpire. That's swept out into the leg side. Will just be a single. Dunkley comes in and picks it up. Goes off the mark. She moves to 1 and score 1-1-5 for 3.
She just knows her game so well now, does Sophie Eccleston. She's still so young, 22 years of age, the world's best T20 bowler. Here she's telling her fielders where to go, where she wants them. She just knows her game inside out. She's still so young.
She's certainly got a big future ahead of her as Eccleston in to Sharma, who gets a thick outside edge. Dunkley gets down there well, so keeps it to a single. That could have been more, but Dunkley again, exceptional fielder. Sharma moves to 12, 1-1-6 for 3. What I find exciting with Eccleston is she just always looks so calm with the ball in hand. She knows what she's trying to do, and as a batter you don't want to be facing that. She never looks flustered.
Never ever looks flustered.
Eccleston into Ghosh, and that's played to mid-wicket. Siva will do well. There's a mix-up, but it's gone to the bowler's end, but that's a good stop from Siva. Dot ball from Eccleston. England will like dot balls at this stage. Just 3.2 overs remain of India's innings as Eccleston in again. That's a quicker delivery. She tries to cut that through the offside, but again another dot from Ghosh. 1 of 4 deliveries. Struggling to get going straight away.
There's that arm ball from Sophie Eccleston. You said it was a quicker delivery. It's 57 miles per hour. She's firing it in. She's mixing up her pace. She's now moving the field. We've got rid of the mid-wicket to give them the single on the onside. Brilliant over by Eccleston.
Wall of fielders then on the offside. As Eccleston in, that's fired in again, and can only find Heather Knight at cover. A dot ball to finish the over. Fantastic over that from Sophie Eccleston. Just 2 runs from it. 116 for 3.
So good, just showing why she's the world's number 1. Bowled 3 overs, none for 13. She's not picked up a wicket, but she's created that pressure, and in T20 cricket that is almost the important thing. India know how good Sophie Eccleston is, therefore they've tried to attack at the other end, and the wickets have fallen. Harmanpreet Kaur, knowing she had to get after Sarah Glenn because you've got Sophie Eccleston coming on at the other end, makes such a difference to have her in your bowling lineup.
Certainly a bowler team sphere, and I think the most impressive thing for Eccleston, she's actually relatively expensive for her in her first over. Burma got after her, but for her to pull it back and still have only gone for 13 runs.
I mean, she went for 10 in her first over, and she's now got 3 overs for 13. just showing how good she is.
So Natalie Siver into the attack. 3 fielders out on the leg side and a long off. As she bowls to Sharma, slower ball that's heaved into the onside. Will that split the fielder? Catherine Brunt comes round, just a single, because that's a bullet arm from Brunt into Amy Jones's glove. Sharma moves to 13, 117 for 3.
There probably was 2 there, but the 2 batters out in the middle getting a little bit mixed up. No communication, they both ended up stuttering, and Catherine Brunt saving that too.
So field changes to the right-handed Ghosh. Dunkley coming in to point. And the skipper, extra cover, brings herself across, but the same field. 3 fielders out on the leg side and a deep cover. Ended off in the ring this time. To the right-hander who's just on the single off 5 deliveries. Siver bowls, and that's heaved into the leg side. Has that gone all the way? Eccleston comes round. Yes, it has. Into the crowd. 6 runs. And that will move Ghosh on to 7 off 6 deliveries now. And the score, 1, 2, 3 for 3.
Almost into the Sky Cricket pod, that one. Straight over the deep mid-wicket fielder. Eccleston trying to get round, but absolutely no need. Ebony Rainford Brent tried to. She actually didn't try and catch it. She ran out the way, almost like she was scared of it. Come on, Ebs, I thought you used to be a cricketer.
She's the camera then pans on her, don't they?
She's saying, "No, I'm not catching that. I've retired. I've hung up my boots."
Siver, what's her response going to be? To go shorter delivery, that's hit up into the offside. Dunkley comes round and she drops it. It's a hard chance, doesn't get there. But they come through for a single, just chipped into the air. 1, 2, 4 for 3.
Yeah, tough chance that for Dunkley. Just shows how easy Maddie Villiers made the previous chance when she took that catch off Nat Siver to dismiss Shafali Verma. Very similar. Dunkley not getting there.
One of those as well, wasn't it? The extra cover could have gone for it. Was it point? Whose catch was it? Siver into Sharma, shorter ball pulled out into the onside. That's hit hard. Brunt comes round, does exceptional fielding there to keep it to a single. That's great fielding from her and applauded from Siver the bowler. 1, 2, 5 for 3.
Brilliantly fielded that by Catherine Brunt. It should have been 2. You know, hit straight out into the deep. But the fielder's just not quick enough. I can see on the replay, Ebony Rainford Brent getting out of the way of that cricket ball. Gets funnier every time you see it.
It's the fact she put her hands up in the air as well, wasn't it? She was like, nope, not for me. In comes Siver from the Cromwell Road end. Short delivery, she's gone to ramp it. And that's just hit Amy Jones, I think. And not the batter. But it's a dot ball after all of that.
They're the worst as a wicket keeper, aren't they? Because you know the ball could come after you. She's gone for the ramp shot. Amy Jones has just worn it. We often say to Ellie Threlkeld, when you know a player ramps, just be big. Just be big, let the ball hit you.
Tell you what, that was an impressive touch from Amy Jones. Thinking about the football later, she brought that well down nicely off the chest. She just didn't volley it at the stumps.
Oh, you just know that's her. She's got her head between her legs. She's taking a deep breath.
Show no pain. Cover into the circle then. Long off, gone back. Glenn, short fine, just been moved finer. In comes Siver then. She bowls, and that's full delivery. That's hit straight back to her, and that is a wicket. Fantastic catch from Siver. She wasn't really looking, just getting her head out the way. But that is Ghosh gone for 8. 1, 2, 5 for 4.
Yeah, just going for that straight drive up and over Siver, not getting hold of it enough, and a good catch from Siver, a knuckle ball from Nat Siver as well, brilliantly bowled, well executed, and Nat Siver, as you said, just bowing the head to just maybe get out of the way, but it stuck that time.
Yeah, good breakthrough that for England. Wickets at the death always slow that run rate. It takes a little bit of time for the batters to get going. So, but Sharma's still there at the other end. 13 balls remain of this innings. What score are you going for? Actually 12 balls, 2 overs left.
I'm trying to do the maths in my head. I'm going to go make it easy, 145 minimum. Try and get tens from here.
I thought you were going to start counting with your fingers then, Alex. That's what it looked like.
Well, I've got enough of them, but...
I hope you don't have 20 fingers. 10 times 2.
Use your toes.
So Freya Davies being trusted with this 19th over. She's bowled really well so far. Coming into the side, didn't get much of a go on Friday because it rained at Northants.
Round the wickets here.
She's certainly impressed so far here today. So from the C end, will be to the left-handed Deepti Sharma. The new batter is Sneh Rana, who will be at the non-striker's end. So 3 free fielders out on the leg side and a long off again. The field that England seem to be going for here is Davies in, that's full, that's dug out, can only find short third. They come through for a quick single, they make it quite comfortably with a diving effort from Rana. 1, 2, 7 for 4.
That's all India need to do here. They need to just keep rotating the strike. Rana needs to get her mate Sharma facing as many balls as she can. Deepti Sharma is going to have to try and manipulate the field. Not got enough on the board so far. We saw they got off to an absolute flyer in the power play, and then England really put the brakes on India and have been absolutely fantastic since.
Yeah, fielding's been exceptional from England. Bowled to their plans, which is so important in T20 cricket, especially with batters now who can hit 360. Got to make it as hard as possible. So Rana taking her guard.
Right arm over the wicket to you.
And we will see again a cover sweeper and not a long off to Rana. As Davies in from the C end. Here at Sunny Hove, she bowls, and that's turned into the leg side. They come through for a quick single with Glenn. She's gone bowler's end, and they make it quite comfortably. Rana off the mark, rotating the strike, just as you asked, Alex. 1, 2, 7 for 4.
Yeah, big ball this as well for India. They've got to try and find the boundary somehow. You can't just be going at 6s this stage of the game. They've got enough wickets in hand. Deepti Sharma very, very capable of finding the boundary, but she's struggled today. She's 15 off 21 deliveries, so she needs to try and catch up.
So a wall of fielders again on that offside. In comes Davies to Sharma, that's down the leg side, and that will be 5 wides. That's not what England needed. Jones had no chance there. The score will move to 1-3-2.
Yeah, not what England needed at all. Davies just getting a line wrong, sorry. Right left-hander at the crease, always important at this stage of the game. Try and put the bowlers off as much as you can. It's worked for India. Ray Davies just spraying the ball down the leg side. She's frustrated with herself. Amy Jones frustrated, but she was nowhere near that.
No, that would have been an incredible take. She got that one. A seamer, bowling quickly down the leg side. You can't see the ball, you're blind-sighted. As in comes Freya to the left-handed Sharma. That's sweeped away into the leg side. Will that go all the way? Danny Wyatt can't stop it there at mid-wicket. It's 4, 1 bounce 4.
Yeah, brilliant from Deepti Sharma. That is exactly what India need to do at this stage of the game. They've got to up the run rate. They've got to try something. Got the 2 fielders out in the deep trying to stop the ball. Danny Wyatt thought it was going to be 6 momentarily, but 1 bounce 4. Danny Wyatt putting in the effort, but it was just an effort for the cameras, I reckon. It's always 4.
She had no chance out there, did Danny Wyatt. Sharma now on to 19 and 136 for 4. So after a good start to the over from Davies, India have got 9 from 2 deliveries, or 1 delivery because of the wide. So Davies, can she respond? The young bowler in, and that's hit again out into the leg side. Will Wyatt take the catch? No, she doesn't. She does well. Stops the boundary, so it's just a single. I think about 2, probably should have gone 2 there to get Sharma back on strike. But 1-3-7 for 4, and Danny wore that one.
England showing their class in the field. They've worked so hard on their fielding over the last 12 months. Everything that goes up, you almost feel like India have the chance to catch it. Danny Wyatt charging in. She ends up slide tackling that. She knows it's coming home.
In comes Davies to the right-handed Rana. Slower ball, that's a great delivery from her. Just be pushed up to long on. Villiers comes in. It'll just be a single. That's a good response that from Davies, but she'll have to bowl to the Sharma again.
I think she's got to go pace off. She's got such a hard delivery to pick when she bowls that back of a hand delivery. And you just think with the leg side boundary out, you've got to go slower ball.
Tell you what, Alex, I feel I should have started a tally at the start of the day of how many times you're going to say it's coming home.
What, about 4 or 5 already?
I think it's more than that. In comes Davies to Sharma. Full delivery, that's hit into the leg side again. We'll only find Danny Wyatt on the bounce. So just a single for Sharma to finish the over. So 1-3-9 for 4, 1 over remains, 6 balls remain. And they're already nearly up at that 140.
Well, some would say, I know what I'm talking about. Some would say I completely make it up.
That's commentary for you. So who will be taking the final over? It'll be Eccleston, who's bowled exceptionally well so far here, and she'll be a tough one to take for more than sixes, won't she?
Yep, she will. As we keep saying, the world's #1 T20 bowler at the age of 22, rocking the pink shades, the zinc. It's not sunny enough for zinc today, surely.
Safety first, you don't want to burn, Alex.
I reckon it's more war paint than anything.
The fierce look. So Eccleston will be bowling to Deepti Sharma, who's on 29. She bowls. That's a quicker delivery. That's chipped back over her head, as if you're chipping it onto the green. They think about two. Sharma wanted to, Rana didn't. It's just a single. Villiers comes in quickly there. 140 for 4.
Rana there, absolute criminal. She's got to get back to the non-strikers end. She's running to the danger end, but she's in her crease waiting for Deepti Sharma to tap her bat. Just get up the other end. You've got enough wickets in hand. Runs are crucial at this stage.
And you still get that single, don't you? But you get the batter back on strike. Eccleston into Rana. That's swept out into the leg side. Again, will just be a single. Wyatt does the fielding out there at deep mid-wicket. Score moves to 141 for 4. Right hand, left hand has been in the whole innings for India. Because Mandana, as soon as Mandana came out, Deepti Sharma came in, which makes it hard work for the bowlers. They have to adjust their line. In comes Eccleston to Sharma. That's short and pulled into the leg side. Good bowling from her. Just a single. 142 for 4.
I just don't understand why they're not running hard. You're at the death. You're in the last over of a T20 game and you're jogging a single. Like, what are you doing?
Especially as it's quite a long boundary out to our right. You want to put the fielders under pressure. Hartley hands in head. Eccleston in. She advances. She hits it up to long on. They cry for catch it, but it'll just bounce short of Siva. Again, Sharma thinking about 2 there, but it's just 1. 143 for 4 now. So just singles so far. And this over. 2 balls remain.
Thinking about 2 when it wasn't, when it was just a single, nearly a drop catch. They're doing it all wrong. What's going on?
Eccleston to the left-handed Sharma bowls, and that's swept into the leg side. That will fall safely again. They've got to run this hard, haven't they? Again, just a single. Catherine Brunt in quickly. But you've got to be pushing there. Hartley, you're getting more and more agitated. 144 for 4.
I think the issue is Rana's quite quick between the wickets and Deepti Sharma isn't. So Rana is ready to run 2, but Sharma's not even made it at the other end. But you have to run 2 at this stage. You're in the final over.
Last ball then, Eccleston in. That's swept into the leg side. Will that go all the way? Will that be a boundary to finish? Yes, 1 bounce 4, so a boundary to finish. And the score is 148 for 4. So England require 149 to win. And how do you weigh that up there, Alex?
Yeah, I think they've done well at the end there to get themselves to 148. They got themselves off to an absolute flyer in the power play, did India, and then England put the brakes on. India's middle order, Harmanpreet Kaur came in and really struggled. Deepti Sharma really struggled towards letting build innings. But I think India will be really happy with that. 148 for 4. I think they're a few too many short. I mean, if they'd have run hard at the end there, they might have got themselves up to 150, 155.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's certainly a total that England will be looking to chase here. With their batting lineup, they're going to have to do something very silly not to chase that down.
Yep, they are. Oh, sorry, I was just looking at Henry. I didn't know if he was joining us or not.
Yeah, I'll join in. Hello. Yes, it feels a little bit light, doesn't it? 177 for 7 England made in that first game. And
Shefali Verma 48 today off 38 balls. Did you change anything from the last game to this game?
I was not thinking much. I was just playing my own game and be confident as my every inning. I was just do well for my team.
Wonderful to watch, particularly against Catherine Brunt. It's a wonderful little battle that you two have going.
Yeah, I was just do myself great. Just do good shots only. That's it.
Did you find it different batting here at Hove with the slope to the pitch?
Not. I think no.
No? 148 on the board, if I've got that right. Is that enough for India today?
For what? Asking 148 क्या काफी है क्या? Yeah, I think I was pretty sure for my bowlers. They're doing good job, I think. So we're good today.
Okay, we know you're very good with the bat. Will we ever see you bowling?
Not yet.
Not yet, but sometime soon?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, the wonderful Shefali Verma with a little bit of translation from teammate Jamima Rodriguez as well, chatting to Mel Jones on the boundary edge. Lovely interview there. But just before we let you go, Emily, because you've been on for a long old stint there, you were speaking at the end about the lack of pushing for those extra runs. Does that take the momentum out of a side's sort of energy going into an interval?
Yeah, definitely. And I think when you're towards the back end, what Alex was saying is you've got to put those fielders under pressure, because you're relying on the ball being fizzed in directly at the top of the stumps, taking the fielder taking it and taking the bails off, which is actually quite a longer time than you think. And I think if you pick up a couple of twos there, you get above that 150 mark. That really does put England under slightly more pressure. And I think that total, England are going to be very happy walking in that dressing room with the batting lineup they've got.
Yeah, 149 is the target. Emily Winter, thank you very much indeed. Alex Harley, a little break for you as well. You'll be back at the start of the innings. Let's quickly go through the scorecard before we check in around the county championship. Smriti Mandana and Shefali Verma put on 70 runs for the first wicket. That partnership ending when Mandana was caught by Maddie Villiers off the bowling of Freya Davis for 20. Verma 48 from 38 balls, 8 fours, 1 6 in there. She was out caught by Nat Siva off the bowling of Maddie Villiers. Villiers' first ball, and that suddenly saw a little bit of a shift in momentum. 2 wickets in 3 balls. Harmanpreet Kaur's highest score of the tour, 31 she made from 25 balls, and the final wicket to fall, Marisha Ghosh caught and bowled Nat Siva for 8. Dipti Sharma there unbeaten at the end, 24 from 27, and Sneh Rana 8 from 5. In terms of the bowling, well, Nat Siva 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 20. Catherine Brunt 3 overs, none for 34. Sophie Eccleston 4 overs, 1 maiden, none for 22. Freya Davis 4 overs, 1 for 31. Sarah Glenn 3 overs, 1 for 32. Maddie Villiers 2 overs, 1 for 9. So she the most economical of the bowlers. Catherine Brunt having a frustrating day, conceding those 34 runs in 3. So the target for victory will be 149. That'll get underway, that run chase for England, in about 5 or 10 minutes or so. We'll bring that to you, but there's also plenty of county championship cricket going on today, and Kevin Howells can bring us the details of what's been going on.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome back to Leeds, where the floodlights are on, but we've had a dry morning and afternoon session, and it's been far too steady from Yorkshire's point of view, and Lancashire having a very good time. We've got plenty of issues at stake in terms of teams trying to qualify for Division 1. The top 2 of 3 groups go through to Division 1, get in Division 1 in September, and you've got a chance of becoming the champion county for 2021. And Yorkshire and Lancashire have both already booked their place. However, you also take through to that section of the competition the aggregate points you've scored against the team you go through with. So in Yorkshire and Lancashire's case, it's vice versa here today. And those aggregate points are halved. Now, earlier in the summer, Lancashire really thrashed Yorkshire, and they took away from that game 22 points compared with Yorkshire's 1. So you could argue at the moment, as things were standing, Lancashire would take through 11 points, Yorkshire would take 0.5, half a point through. Now that could be actually quite important. You've only got a few games to be played in September, so plenty at stake here, and Lancashire have made a very good start. They were put into bat, cloudy skies. Perhaps Yorkshire didn't fancy Jimmy Anderson bowling at them in those conditions this morning, I don't know, but either way, Lancashire have made a good fist of it today. 176 for 1. We've just got to tea. Keaton Jennings is not out on 77. Luke Wells is on 7, and Alex Davis, he was out in that partnership of 163 with Keaton Jennings. He was LBW to Jordan Thompson, who is quite a terrific all-rounder, to be honest with you. Big things lie ahead for him, I think, in his career. He's the only wicket to have gone so far, though, is Alex Davis, and he went for 84 LBW off 173 deliveries 14 fours. So that's the situation here in the Roses match. The other games in this particular group, Glamorgan, Northamptonshire, rain in Cardiff with Northampton 128 for 4. And there's a story to be had at Kent. Kent versus Sussex, I'm afraid one of those where somebody was tested positive in the Kent Spitfires team the other night or Saturday morning following their game on Friday, and therefore the entire squad has to isolate. Through the night, the Kent team on the Kent club had to find 11 players to turn out for them. They've got 5 on debut, and somebody who's enjoying himself with Sussex at 146 for 7 is their seam bowler, 19-year-old Jas Singh, brought into action, I imagine at fairly late notice. The wording I saw on the copy was that they worked through the night to find these players. So whether Jas actually found out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. I'd like to think so for some strange reason. Anyway, he's got 4 wickets. He joined the club when he was just 9, Kent. He's now 19 years of age. What a way to make a debut. The 5 on debut for Kent today. Sussex already turn out quite a young-looking team themselves, so that's an interesting game going on at Canterbury. Sussex 147 for 7. Now, into the groups where there are still things to be decided in terms of who's going to go through to Division 1 or not. If we go to Group 1, here we have 4 teams who could possibly make the top 2, and those teams are Nottinghamshire in first at the start of this round, Warwickshire second, Durham third, Essex as the holders, defending champions, in fourth. Essex need to win, pick up as many points as they can, and hope the teams around them and above them really, and Durham, Warwickshire, Nottinghamshire, drop points. Well, they've done the first job, Essex, in bowling Derbyshire all out for 146, so that's a big tick to start the day for them. Now they've got to try and score as many runs as possible there at Derby against Derbyshire. We'll see how that goes on later into the afternoon. Durham versus Nottinghamshire, so this is third versus first. Nottinghamshire started this round on 137 points, Durham in third on 122, apparently a very short boundary, so Durham will try and get as many runs as they can because they need their bonus points as well. But Nottinghamshire not yet a tee in that game. They're 184 for 5. Chris Rushworth has picked up a couple of wickets. It's Mullaney and Patterson White, the not out pair. Slater made 60, Clark of 48 in that Nottinghamshire innings. And the other team we need to take a look at is Warwickshire. They're second. They started this round 6 points behind Nottinghamshire, and perhaps more importantly, they started at 9 points above Durham, who were in third. So Warwickshire 220 for 1. It's the match where the pairs take on the Bears. It's Worcestershire versus Warwickshire, and Dom Sibley is not out on 79. Peter Milan is not out on 141 at 220 for 1 in that game at New Road. Now into the next group, which is Group 2. So this has possibly again 4 teams. Surrey with an outside chance in fourth of still making it. Somerset at the top, then it's Gloucestershire and Hampshire. Somerset away to Surrey, and Surrey drafting in, as you do. Ravichandra came in today. He was brought in, and Ravichandra Ashwin, this is, to give him his full name of course, brought in and started the bowling, opened up the bowling, so clearly expecting a bit of spin there at the Oval. But Surrey 197 for 3, and he's taken just one of the wickets, our Ashwin. Lummerby went for 42, so Hildreth not out on 55, Goldsworthy not out on 32, Somerset 197 for 3 in the game there. But Gloucestershire versus Hampshire, Gloucestershire just need a draw to be certain of going through to Division 1, produced a very flat pitch, but they have lost some wickets against Hampshire. Gloucestershire 213 for 6 is the latest score I've got there, and Phillips not out on 47, so that score there 213 for 6, and one other score to bring you, and that's the game between Middlesex and Leicestershire. Middlesex 182 for 2 in that game being played at Merchant Taylors, and Sam Robson is not out on 101.
Thank you very much indeed, Kevin. You can listen to all of those commentaries on the BBC Sport website and app via the cricket section. You won't miss a ball. Every ball of every single game, be it Championship, Royal London One Day Cup, T20 Blast, or indeed the 100 starting on July 21st. You'll be able to hear every single moment of it across BBC Radio, so do look out for that on the cricket section of the BBC Sport website. Here at Hove, the sun has just gotten behind the clouds a little bit. It's clouding over a touch, but no danger of any rain at this stage, as we see India's fielders run out trying to defend 149 against an England side knowing victory will take them to 10 points in this multi-format series, and enough to have an unassailable unassailable lead. Alex Hartley, World Cup winner in 2017, wearing her England goalkeeper's shirt, is alongside me. And Alex, do you think they've got enough here, India?
No.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. Why not?
I just think they got off to an absolute flyer. They took advantage of the power play, and England properly put on the brakes, held India. You know, they just couldn't get above sixes out of power play. They just put on so much pressure. And I just think they're 20 or 30 short. They should have got 170.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a sense that maybe runs were left out there, particularly, as you say, from that start. But England, they'll know that they've got to back well. There's not any givens in this game, and certainly 150 or just shy of that is a reasonable target that you've got to go about with a good amount of intent. And certainly England will be aware of that. Power play overs always important. First 6 with the fielding restrictions in place. We're going to see Shikha Pandey bowling the first over from the Cromwell Road end of the ground. The far end, as we look at it, there is a deep third and a mid-wicket with Tammy Beaumont playing her 93rd T20 international, standing with bat resting on shoulder, waiting for the signal from the umpire that we're ready to go. And Shikha Pandey will then respond by delivering the first ball of this innings and this run chase. 149 is the target, keeper standing up. As Beaumont waits, defends, looking for that single into the offside. Running in is Radha Yadav, and she won't prevent the single, so it'll be a run immediately for England, and the score is 1 without loss.
Now, you'd have thought, of all the cricket that Tammy Beaumont has played against India, that your backward point needs to be 5 yards off the ring because she loves a drop and run at the start of her innings. Surely.
Yeah. You'd have thought that would be quite high up in the analyst's book, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Same with Danny Wyatt, loves a dab. We'll dab this down to short third, or at least try.
Here comes Shikha Pandey again. Still the keeper stands up. Outside edge flies down towards deep third, where Poonam Yadav scampers across the turf to pick up, and England pick up another run. 2 without loss. It's all as it was in the first innings, really, just cautious run scoring rather than anything too explosive early on.
Yeah, I think England can learn how India went about their first 4 overs of the power play. They took the time in the first and then really targeted certain bowlers and knew what their plans were. It's just their last 2 overs in the power play that India really struggled.
Beaumont on strike, killing the ball into the leg side. Behind square will get 1 run. And the score, 3 without loss.
I had a bit of a nightmare in that innings break.
Talk to me.
So we've got to do, obviously, all the BBC social media during these games. So gone downstairs to do the social media, not even started filming, and the umpires came out, so I've ran up the stairs.
Oh, did you get one taken?
We didn't do anything. No.
So the masses are going to have to wait. 3 without loss. Andy bowling to Wyatt, who has no idea where the ball's gone. It's gone off an inside edge, and there's a throw at the non-striker's end which misses. And England 4 without loss. Oh dear. I thought you seemed a little out of breath when you got back up to the commentary box.
Ran up the stairs.
Yeah.
Someone shouted, "Alex Hartley." I said, "I've got to go, I'm sorry."
It's a good jersey, that, your England shirt.
It is, isn't it?
There's an element of the St John ambulance about the design.
Well, multi-talented.
In comes Shikha Pandey to vault to Wyatt. Beaumont, I should say. They're very similar looking, these two. And that's a single taken. Is it a single or is it a leg bye? It's a leg bye. Either way, England's score moves to 5 without loss. And without wishing to make excuses, the keeper obscures the view from where we are at sort of deep third. And so I'm just going to cover my back when I get it wrong. But it is, I can say, Danny Wyatt on strike now. I can say that with confidence. She waits for Shikha Pandey. 5 without loss. Final ball of the over. Oh, an appeal for LBW, which is rather retracted by the bowler and keeper. And the over ends with a dot ball. So 1 gone. England's target is 149. And in fact, have we got 1 more ball?
Well,
the scoreboard says end of the over.
It's definitely end of the over.
Hold on a minute. That's the end of the over. Oh, there we go.
I thought, Henry, you've had a shocker in those first 6 balls.
I haven't.
But you haven't.
No.
But you only got Wyatt and Bowen mixed up twice.
Yeah.
I thought you'd called the end of the over wrong, but you hadn't.
So I had 2/3 on shocker.
Yeah.
3 counts and you're out. Yeah, 1 over gone, 5 without loss. The umpire, I think, may have miscounted there.
Also, the DRS timer was on the board. Maybe they were thinking about it. Didn't look like it, but anyway.
We
carry on.
We are where we are. 1 over gone. England 5 without loss. 149 is the target as Alex fixes our TV and time old-fashioned and whacking it on the top.
No, every 40 seconds or so it just turns off and comes back on. So I've just give it a whack because we all know something's not working. You whack it or turn it off and on.
And that'll do the job.
That'll do the job.
So I just suggest you maybe move away from the radio equipment.
When it goes off and I whack it.
When the line drops out, I find you just pounding the top of the equipment.
If in doubt.
5 without loss. 1 over gone. 149 is the target. With Beaumont on 2 on strike. And we're going to see Arundhati ready bowling the second over from the C end. With a good crowd in at home. Early wickets will make this a good contest. Beaumont cutting the ball into the ground as a good stop at cover point. Dipti Sharma in the wide-brimmed hat. And there's no run.
It is impossible when Reddy's bowling not to be like, are you ready?
Do you think the umpire says that every single time?
Ready? You ready? Ready? I can't not do it every time I see a name. I'm like, ready?
Nice. You must have been a joy to be on the field, Alex. Beaumont sees one wide outside the off stump, leaves it alone. Another run signalled. And England move to 6 without loss early in the second over of this run chase. 149 is the target for a win that would see England claiming the trophy.
Would indeed. They lead 8-4 at the minute.
They do. And another win would see the competition done. Beaumont on 2. Ready, bowling, swung into the air, could be a chance of a catch with it. No, it evades the fielder at mid-on and it's going to bring a boundary, I fancy. Yeah, just in front of us. Shefali Verma can't get there. And Tammy Beaumont swung hard down the ground. 10 without loss.
Yeah, Tammy Beaumont looking to go up and over mid-on inside the ring. Not quite getting hold of that, coming off the toe end of the bat, or high up on the bat, sorry, even looking on the replay. Shefali Verma not quite reading that and didn't put in the dive.
And they're rather treading water at the end there.
But a brilliant shot from Tammy Beaumont, just readjusting, stepping outside off stump.
Waiting now for Ready. Beaumont into the offside this time. It goes out towards deep extra cover where there is a fielder waiting, so 1 run will be taken.
She absolutely crunched that.
She did, that was a good piece of timing. 11 without loss.
You know it's hit hard when it bullets across the ground and then the deep fielder has to fumble it.
Yeah.
Just fix that TV
Just
screen.
fix the telly again now. I like the idea that you launch an electrical repair service where all you do, your only method of fixing things. Whack, toaster, kettle, whatever it is. Ready. Oh, full toss. Filthy one, but Danny White clobbers into the offside. Throw comes in, hits at the non-striker's end. Now, is there trouble there? They will have a look. We'll wait and see if it's a no ball, because it was quite high up, but the run was taken by White, who looks a little bit perturbed here.
A brilliant bit of fielding that from Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain at mid-off. Picks the ball up. She was in no position to throw it whatsoever, but she's launched it in the air, almost 2 feet off the ground, hit middle stump. Could be close this, Danny Wyatt.
Direct hit. Throw came in, as you say, off the ground. No, White's home by probably 1.5 feet.
It's not close.
It was close-ish.
Close enough.
It was a good throw. Hit middle stump.
That bit I got right.
It's a small Windsor. Midway through the second over, not out is confirmed. 12 without loss. Target 149. Beaumont hitting hard into the leg side, drops just short of Verma, whose throw comes in at the non-striker's end and just misses. But Beaumont picks up the single. 13 without loss.
Another catching opportunity that for Shefali Verma. It didn't look like she's reading the ball too well at mid-on. She's got her hands on her hips. I think I know why, because she probably should have gone for the catch.
Look that way. It's a balloon towards her.
She's just so casual though, isn't she? She's like, it's not coming to me, I'm not catching it.
I really sympathise. Final ball of the over, 13 without loss. White is on 3, hitting the ball down the ground, but in the air and straight to the hands of the fielder. White looks up, turns on her heel, India have the early wicket, and it's 13 for 1 after 2 overs.
Yeah, Danny Wyatt trying to look to go up and over mid-off, not getting hold of it, straight to the captain, Harmanpreet Kaur. She doesn't drop them. She's an excellent fielder, but no need for her to move. It's gone straight to her. Danny Wyatt, another fail for her.
Wyatt, who is only back in the England side for these T20 matches, knows how important it is with quality of player, but he's waiting in the wings. You mentioned Emma Lamb as part of the Northwest Thunder side, 100 after 100 after 100 for her this season. Wyatt muttering to herself as she departs the scene. Will be oh so aware that every innings played in an England shirt, you're potentially playing for your England future at the moment.
That's the beauty of where domestic cricket's at the moment. You know, you bring in professional contracts, people can train more, people can practice. And Emma Lamb, having not scored 105 years, has already scored 4 this season, and we're not even halfway through yet.
Yeah, and that's the sort of quality that's there. It's really exciting for the women's game in this country, but for those players at the top, it just adds a little bit more pressure.
And that's what we want, though. We love to see selection headaches, you know. We've got a mountain of bowlers now. We've got England have always struggled with middle order batters, opening batters. The batting lineup for England has hardly changed over the years. But now we've got people like Emma Lamb, Georgia Adams, Eve Jones, all in they're all just waiting for their opportunity and scoring runs at domestic level, and that's all you can ask for them to do.
Start of a new over, Shikha Pandey to bowl to Tammy Beaumont with England 13 for 1. Back of a length, played away through the offside, threads the needle. Does Tammy Beaumont, and she'll pick up 4. It's a really good shot, and England 17 for 1.
Yeah, Tammy Beaumont plays that absolutely beautifully. Through backward point and cover, just giving herself a tiny bit of room, hitting the ball in front of point, and a sort of valiant effort from Harleen there, and it's gone past her just in front of point.
Had to be absolutely perfect, that from Beaumont. She got it just right. She's on to 12. England on 17 for 1. Shikha Pandey. It's a fuller ball this time, which is either a wide. It is a wide. I was going to say there was perhaps some bat involved. There wasn't. A loose delivery with the keeper standing up. Down it goes to the boundary for 5 wides. 22 for 1.
Yeah, Shikha Pandey knows then. She's just got her line wrong in the previous over and been hit through the offside. All the cover fielders are up, all the offside fielders are up inside the ring, so she's tried to go a little bit straighter, and she's just got that one wrong. And this TV is doing my head in.
It came back on its own then.
Did it?
Yeah.
Whack-a-mole's not working there.
No. Amazing that, really. Pandey, bowling to Beaumont. That's a really good shot. Cutting the ball in front of square through the offside. And this is an expensive over. Beaumont really starting to find that timing. She's on to 16, and England 26 for 1.
What a shot that was from Tammy Beaumont. In front of point again, just evades Shafali Verma, who now has been moved in the covers, but I don't think that was her fault at all. Yes, she's put the dive in, may have gone over it a little bit. TV went off. Trying to ignore it.
I hope the one we find to watch the game tonight's a bit more reliable, Alex.
No, I'm not watching it in here now, am I?
I know. 6 for 1. Goal. Well, hello, welcome back to Hove. My apologies for that brief interruption. England are 30 for 1. There could be a run-out, throw hits, and I think there could be trouble here for Siva, and she has been given out. It's a brilliant bit of work from Richard Gosch. And Siva, trying to steal the single, has been run out for just 1. England lose a second. It's 30 for 2.
Huge wicket that for India. You can see they're up and about, they're buzzing. They all have smiles on their faces. A strange run from England. And a direct hit from the keeper, and Siva is absolutely miles out.
Gee, what a bit of work that is. Keeper on the ground and sits there, hands aloft, waiting for the acclaim of the teammate. It was a horrible wide delivery, and actually, it was the keeper's mistake.
Yeah, it was a horrible bit of keeping to start, but she's rectified herself. A brilliant throw.
And there are celebrations for India because they sense that huge wicket has really opened the door a little bit. 31 for 2.
Just in case you're wondering, Henry, that red button, don't press it.
Right.
That's the one that keeps us on air.
Is it now, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So if you lost us for just a moment, I can only apologise. There was a brief interruption in transmission as our engineer Alex over here.
The TV's staying on though, it's
yes,
not gone off.
The telly's not gone off, but nobody knows what the score is if they're listening on the radio. Right, 31 for 2 is the score. Amy Jones, sorry, not Amy Jones, Heather Knight is in to bat at 4. Jones will be next. Knight, the England captain, looking to build a partnership with Tammy Beaumont. Just a little bit of pressure on England here.
There is indeed, and there's always that massive stat. You lose 3 wickets in the power play, you don't win the cricket game.
Driven. Nicely timed as far as mid-off, but there's protection and there's a real buzz from the India fielders. They know they've got an opportunity here because England at 31 for 2 are vulnerable. And yes, they bat deep, but a run out like that, it just energises the team.
It does, and when you know you're 20 or 30 short with the bat and you've not done as well as you want, you need a good start in the power play. You need to take wickets. That over from Shikhar Pandey was very expensive. 3 fours are 2 singles, and then the wicket. So she was very expensive. She bowled 2 overs for 22. But she's crucially got the wicket. Yes, it was a run out. England's mistake, but it changes things. It changes the game. India know 1 more wicket in this power play, and the game is very much could be theirs.
Yeah, indeed. Radha Yadav, just 21 years old, but this is her 39th T20 international. Left arm spin. She's bowling from the C end in front of us. We have 3 more overs of power play where England have a little bit of a decision to make. Do they push on and try and get that score moving, but with the risk of losing another wicket, or do they decide let's just consolidate and not take any chances? Harleen Dool, who took that amazing catch a couple of nights ago, is fielding long on just in front of us. There's also a deep mid wicket, and Yadav with 21 on her back will be bowling to Tammy Beaumont, who's got 19 from 11. England 31 for 2, and Yadav just loses her approach, or possibly just warns Heather Knight about coming too far out of her ground at the non-striker's end. Yadav with collar turned up, bowls a short, filthy delivery, which is punished by Tammy Beaumont. You can't bowl there, and that is absolutely the treatment that delivery deserved. England moved to 35 for 2. Through the offside it goes.
You always say that as well. Deepti Sharma quite often warns the batters for coming out their crease, and then she bowls a rank long hop afterwards. Well, she's done exactly the same here. It was short, it was wide, it was outside the off stump, and all those fielders on the offside are inside the ring, so still in the power play. What a great delivery.
No, that wasn't exactly what Yadav was looking for to start her spell. Again, stopping and starting, and then saying she wants to bowl over the wicket. And Yadav coming in once again. Knight watches on as a sweep is attempted. Can't find the gap in the leg side as Poonam Yadav, who's an effective fielder, picks up And the score remains at 35 for 2. We're into the 4th over. The target is 149. Yadav, who's conceded 4 runs from the first couple of balls of this over, is looking to try and break this partnership. Sending noise around the ground. Yadav comes into bowl. Oh my goodness, that is an absolutely horrific delivery. Bounced twice.
Well, it didn't. That's the beauty of it. That's why it's not a no ball, because it was on the way down for the second bounce.
And a single. Was that a single? Was that a dot ball? I think they must have got a single, surely. Let's see that again. It has bounced once, and it is about to bounce again. Oh, and Heather Knight's asking the question, saying, well, hold on a minute, did that not bounce twice?
I think it did as Tammy Beaumont hit it.
She jammed it into the ground. 35 for 2. Another Yadav. Oh, it's another. Oh, she's lost it here entirely, I'm afraid. That is a no ball. 35 for 2. 36 for 2 and a free hit.
Oh no. Now this, after those last 2 deliveries, there's almost the question of, is that a bit yippy?
And when we hear this phrase a lot, Alex, what is?
Here we go, she's bowling at her mate. It's when the yips is when you don't really know where the ball's going. It either gets stuck in your hand and you can't physically let go of it, or you let go of it and it flies over the keeper's head. And it's awful to watch.
Sounds like a net session with me.
It's awful to watch.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Free hit then. It's another filthy delivery, which is hit in the air, down the ground. That almost bounced twice too. And Harleen Dool will pick up. This is quite tough to watch, actually, because we've got a really excellent cricketer struggling out there at the moment.
Again, another drag down. The thing is when you're like this, and you are capable, like anyone is capable of bowling it over where they're not quite sure where it's going, and it does happen, and a lot of people don't understand, but you're a professional cricketer, like, but a moment like this and the pressure's on, you're in the power play, you have to bowl well, you get stiff. As a spinner, you sort of stiffen up and you become rigid, and spin bowlers are at their best when they're fluid and they're free flowing and their action's smooth. So she's got to just take a minute here, just relax, because as you said, it's not nice to watch at all.
No. Yadav gets the applause of the crowd, encouragement, has a moment, has a little think. 2 balls left of the over, just want to get out of it now. Knight on the strike, she comes around the wicket. That's a better looking ball. It's short, tossed up, chopped into the offside, and a single is taken. 38 for 2.
It was at this very ground the Southern Vipers got through to the final of the KSL, and Lindsay Smith had the yips and ended up bowling a 15 ball over. It was, again, not nice to watch, but it's one of those things that happen, and you've got to try and get yourself out of it.
And it's one of those things as well that, you know, it teaches you how to deal with those moments.
It does indeed. Touch wood. I've not had it. I mean, you wouldn't know sometimes looking at my figures.
I wasn't going to say that.
No, you know, you've got to laugh or you'll cry.
I was thinking it. Radha Yadav, it's a better looking ball, which is defended down the track. And that is the end of a rather tortuous over for the Indian left arm spinner. 4 overs gone, 38 for 2 is the score. Beaumont on 24, Knight on 1. And it's that thing in cricket, isn't it, where though a batter can get out to a horrible shot, at least the deed is done. Whereas, and they always say, oh, well, as a bowler you get loads more opportunities, but if your over starts horribly, it's loads more opportunities you've got to get through. It's a double-edged sword, that.
Yeah, cricket's a funny game, and especially T20 cricket, and it's just one of those. I remember once playing at Emirates Old Trafford, and they have these screens around the bottom of the stand, so on the second tier, at the bottom of the second tier, and A. Hartley, none for 52 off 3 point something. I was like, nobody wants to see that, turn it off.
You didn't need that.
I was like, I didn't need to see it either.
You didn't need that sort of negativity in your life.
No, and yes, that was my doing, and yes, I bowled horrifically, but get that off the big screen.
This is meant to be my home ground. Right then, start of a new over as Reddy bowls at Cromwell Road end. Rule 1 taken by Heather Knight, running the ball down towards deep third.
I must say though, that was my first 50 of the season.
39 for 2 is the score. Was that this year?
No. I'd like to think I'm much better than that these days.
I would too.
We'll see when the 100 comes around. I'm bowling at the world's best players.
Yeah, you're playing in the first game.
I am indeed, for the Manchester Originals at the Oval against the Oval Invincibles.
Well, there's such a carrot there, isn't there? When you're playing a team called Invincible first up. Quick ball, which is hit away through the offside again, finding that gap, which can't be more than, 2 metres wide between backward point and cover point. And as Rada Yadav and Harleen Dool dived, the ball squirmed between them as Beaumont again shows just such class playing the ball through the offside.
There is literally 7 yards between. We've got a point in front of point and a backward point. There's 7 yards between them. A cross-seam delivery from Reddy, just outside the off stump, and Tammy Beaumont's so good at that cut shot. She's threaded the needle once more.
Are they putting a third there? No.
They're just putting a better fielder there.
Right.
But that's not what you need to be doing. You can't set a field to your bad deliveries. That ball was outside the off stump. It was short, it was wide. Just bowl better.
43 for 2. 2 balls into the 5th over. Bowl better. There we go. It's that sort of advice, Alex, they're looking for. Ready bowling to Beaumont. Into the offside it goes, but not with quite the ferocity of the previous delivery. 1 run taken to deep cover. Beaumont on to 29. It's 44 for 2. The target for victory, 149.
England, although they've lost these 2 wickets in the power play, they look very much in control.
Yeah, they do. It's been calm since that second wicket fell. There's not been a sense of panic at all. Knight has 2 from 3. It's a full ball, driven aerially slightly through the offside. Dive from Dipti Sharma is in vain. Collection from Smriti Mandana at deep cover with England up to 45 for 2. Two balls left to the 5th over. It's just getting a little bit cloudier here at Hove.
We don't want any rain.
No. Ready bowling to Beaumont, swinging hard and missing. Oh, there's a mix-up throw. If it had hit, there was trouble, but it didn't.
Not again.
Risha Ghosh, almost for the second time, fails to take cleanly from standing up to the stumps, and then has the opportunity of a run out.
Again, just missing that ball, and she's whipped the glove off. She's turned around, thrown the ball. Tammy Beaumont was back, but that throw not as accurate as the previous one. Forgot the word there.
There was just a moment where Knight and Beaumont were quite close to one another in the middle, almost sort of stopping and starting. 46 for 2. Ready bowling full ball, which has been lofted in the air. Can a fielder get underneath it? Yes, there's a oh, it's a really good catch. Harmanpreet Kaur. And what's gone on there? What have I missed, Alex? It was a free hit.
We missed another ball, both of us.
Well, Tammy Beaumont's smiling. Did she know it was a free hit?
I don't think anyone knew it was a free hit, did they? Well, it was a brilliant catch from Harmanpreet. That's so hard to judge.
Over the shoulder. It was a really good take. I think Harmanpreet Kaur knew because she immediately threw the ball back in. Beating the outside edge. Next delivery flies through to the gloves of Risha Ghosh. Well taken. And that is the end of an over that has left me baffled, quite frankly, Alex. We both missed that.
And so did everybody else at the ground.
Yeah.
We weren't the only ones.
Because normally you hear free hit.
Yeah, we're too busy chatting.
We were too busy chatting. Emily Windsor's here to bring some sanity to this madness. 5 overs gone.
You sure?
47 for 2. I've given you the big build up there, Emily. Target is 149. Beaumont's got 30. Knight has got 3. Alex, you're staying here. Emily, over to you.
The question is, Emily, did you know it was a free hit?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. How bizarre.
And also, I don't think I've ever been called sane as well, so I'll take that from you, Henry. So at the same stage then, in this 5th over, India were 49 without loss. England are currently 47 for 2, so it's shaping up to be a thriller here, the depth in this England batting lineup. Will they be needed here today, Alex?
Well, a couple of quick wickets, and definitely, but that, as we say, that England batting lineup is just never ending, isn't it? The pressure is definitely on India. Although they've got 2 wickets in the power play so far, England look very comfortable with Tammy Beaumont at the crease, playing exceptionally well at the minute.
Sneh Rana into the attack. We're bowling to Tammy Beaumont, the off spinner. She bowls and she's gone to sweep. She gets that's fantastically placed. The fielder there, Verma's trying to chase after it. She does very well. She pulls it back in. Heather Knight thinks about 3. Settles for the 2. So fine sweep. And 2 more to Beaumont. 49 for 2.
Good work there from Shafali Verma, chasing the ball down to the short fine leg boundary, down to the fine leg boundary. Talking about sanity.
Let's restart here, Alex. Let's restart. What an innings it's been so far. We've been off air. We can't get our words out. In comes Rana to Beaumont, and that's played to mid-wicket. Will be no run. Maybe a few dot balls is what we need.
That is just a bit of calm is what we need. But always handy when you're commentators on the radio and you can't get your words out and then you're off air. Works a treat.
Well, now you know the magic button. If we're struggling, we'll just press that again. In comes Rana to Beaumont. She's swept, and they're appealing for a stumping. They're appealing for a lot here. The keeper took the bails off. Has she looked off balance? Are they going to review this?
The question is, has she got any bat on it?
If they're reviewing this, I'm not sure what they're reviewing for. They're not reviewing it by the looks of things.
No review. I don't think they're too confident that she's got any bat involved there. Tammy Beaumont going for the sweep shot.
Missed it.
Hit her outside the line on the back leg. Going for that sweep shot, as I said, so it wouldn't have been out. No bat involved.
Good choice then not to review it. Harleen Dewell's right in front of us at long on here. She'll want to take another spectacular catch as Rana bowls, and that's played to mid-wicket. Again, will be no run. Poonam Yadav quick to the ball, 49 for 2. We've got, if Harleen Dewell takes another one, we're going to have full view of it here.
We are indeed. What a specky that was the other night.
Here comes Rana. Shorter, that's pulled away by Beaumont. The fielder does well. She gets a hand to it, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Yes, it will be. Verma comes quickly to the ball. They come back for 2. Tammy Beaumont will move to 34. That was a bit of a gift. 50 up then for England. 51 for 2.
Yeah, Rana just dragging that down the leg side. Quite often trying to get out your over, you said don't drag it down. You think to yourself, don't drag it down your fielders. You've got a cow corner and a mid on. You need to bowl full and straight. She's dragged it down, Beaumont, with the sweep shot, but an excellent piece of fielding.
Beaumont's such a good player of spin. In comes Rana again. She bowls. She uses her feet this time. Hits up. It's a duel. He does the fielding on the bounce this time. Just be a single to Beaumont. She moves to 35 off 27. That's 6 overs gone. So that's the end of the power play. And the score 52 for 2. So England, who's in the 2 wickets, the same stage. India were 49 for none. So very much in the balance here.
Very much in the balance. I think what I like as well is it's been a very even battle, hasn't it? You know, yes, England have lost those 2 wickets, but we've seen 2 quiet overs at the end of the power play for both India and England. So both teams learning from the mistakes in the first 4 overs and rectifying them with 2 overs to go.
Straight into the attack will be the leg spinner, Poonam Yadav. She could be dangerous here, but very much in the balance here. Going to be a very exciting game at Hove, certainly one to listen to. Listening to Alex Hartley, World Cup winner, alongside me on BBC Radio 5 Live. So 4 fielders now allowed outside the circle. Just trying to search for them. You've got a long on, deep mid-wicket, long off and cover. The Indian kit sort of blends into the advertising boards here.
Does indeed, doesn't it? Struggle to see as well. We've got Poonam Yadav coming on, the leg spin of Poonam Yadav. With the field, she's got a square leg up. Thought she was running into bowl then. Tammy Beaumont wasn't looking.
That's a way to get her out, isn't it? Tammy in fantastic form, a fantastic player has been. One the crowd will be in to watch today. In comes Yadav. Slow delivery, and that's played out to cover. They come through for a single. That's good batting from Tammy. Sheer move to 36, 53 for 2.
This field almost suggests that Poonam Yadav's just going to bowl really full, really straight. don't allow the England batters to sweep.
In comes small leg spinner Yadav. She bowls flatter, that's cut, but straight to extra cover. Everything's going to be hit in front square when you bowl at that pace.
Yeah, for me here, she needs to bring her extra cover in and put her square leg out and just bowl straight. She's bowled both of these deliveries outside the off stump. That's not wicket taking, that's not threatening.
Yadav in, and that's tried to cut from Knight. She plays and misses, didn't bounce that much. 53 for 2, down the hill. It's bowling Yadav, a slight slope here at Hove. As the clouds start to come in. Yadav in again tonight. She's gone for a sweep this time again, misses. Has that turned a bit there, Alex?
It has indeed. It started outside the off stump and it turned even further outside the off stump, but I just don't understand this bowling plan from Poonam Yadav. She's a better bowler than this. You've got to be attacking the stumps in T20 cricket.
Yadav in tonight, again outside the off stump. She's cut this through. A wall of fielders in that offside, but again will just be a single. Knight will move to 4. 54 for 2. Knight's just struggled to get going. She's on 4 off 9 deliveries. Same again. We saw the same from her in the previous game. She got 6 off 10. In comes Yadav to Beaumont. She tried to square up but then had to readjust. That's clever bowling from Yadav. And that is 54 for 2. So just the 2 runs from it.
Only the 2 runs off the over. She's bowling wide line leg spinners. Now, for me, yes, she's economy is effective and she's only gone for 2, but it's not threatening. She's not going to get a wicket with that. So, are India trying to get wickets, or are they trying to slow the run rate down? Because for me, you have to get Tammy Beaumont out here. She's the in batter. She's 36 not out of 29 balls. She looks threatening. Heather Knight at the minute looks alright. She's just nudging and nurdling. But you cannot be bowling wide line leg spinners and take wickets with it.
No, and if these 2 are here at the end, exactly as you said, Alex, England have won this game, surely.
If these 2 bat for another 4 or 5 overs, England are going to win this game. You've got to try and get wickets.
So, the off spinner Rana still be into the attack. Mid-wicket now in place. So there's just the 1 point. Could we see the reverse that we see the England players play so much? In comes Rana then to Heather Knight. She goes for that reverse shot. I called it there. 4 runs to Heather Knight. Knight moves to 8. 58 for 2.
Emily Windsor, take a bow.
Wow, that is good commentating, that.
If you say so yourself, excellent commentating. You know how well Heather Knight plays that shot. She plays it all the time. It's so frustrating as a bowler to bowl to Heather Knight when she's capable of doing all this. And a brilliant executed shot there.
In comes Rana tonight. She bowls again, this time quicker and flatter, but she beats the bowler and goes up to long on for a single. Knight moves to 9, 59 for 2. I actually think that was my favourite commentary moment.
That's it.
Predicting it. That's
it.
Of all the years I've been doing it.
And where's Henry when you need him? He's not here.
Henry's not there to listen to the glory. I think we play cricket, that's why, Alex. I think you can read the game, can't you?
You can sense it, can't you?
Play against these players. In comes Rana to Beaumont. She uses her feet, and that's played nicely there. Think about 2 here. They should get 2. The fielder's quick out there, and they come in quickly. She's got to hurry. Makes it easily. Does Beaumont in the end. She moves to 38, 61 for 2.
Yeah, not cleaned up cleanly by the keeper there either. A decent throw, just straight through the hands of Gosh. And I suppose that's the difference between keepers. The England keeper is a world-class keeper.
Rana from the C end into Tammy Beaumont. She bowls. She uses her feet and she just gets enough on that. That's good batting from Beaumont, rotating the strike. She'll move to 39. 63 for 2. I also think the other thing that these 2 are doing really well is they're rotating the strike. We saw a period when the Indian batters get to the crease, there was a lot of dot balls. These are running well. We saw a 2 out to the deep that we potentially didn't see India do at the end of their innings. Rana, still no points in tonight, and this time she just plays back up to long on. Picks up a single. Sheer moves to 10. 63 for 2. And also the important, Alex, of getting that boundary earlier in over in T20. I don't know if you guys talk about that a lot.
We always talk about that. First couple of balls, try and get that boundary. Your run rate naturally goes up to 8s and 9s.
And you can afford to just knock the ball about. In comes Rana to Beaumont, who's gone for the reverse as well. She's got that, but not quite as much as cleanly as Knight, but comes through for a single. Sheer move to 40, 64 for 2. That's 8 overs gone.
Yeah, England look very comfortable. The target 149. They look very comfortable at the minute, do England?
Certainly do. And I think these two have such experience. They know about how to chase these totals down. India need to find a way to get a breakthrough. And at the moment, they just don't look like they're going to get one anytime soon.
No, Poonam Yadav still bowling. Her field suggests she's still going to bowl these wide line leggies, which, yes, they're not scoring many runs off, but I'm just really questioning it. I'm just not sure what the plan is. Why? How are you going to get a wicket with that?
Especially to Tammy Beaumont, who's been cutting the ball so nicely in this game so far, albeit against the seamers, but you don't want to be giving her width here. So there's a wall of fielders. 2 points. An extra cover out on the sweeper. As Poonam bowls, Tammy cuts that over on the back foot, over the fielder at deep square. Will they come round? That's good bit of fielding. They come back for 3. Fantastic running again from England. Knight quick between the wickets there. They may check this, but I think that's just 3 runs to Tammy Beaumont. 82 needed off 71 balls.
Brilliant bit of work from Tammy Beaumont there. She knows what Poonam Yadav's bowling. She's bowling those wide line leggies. So she's given herself room. She's stepped across, exposed all of her stumps, and managed to hit the ball past square leg for 3. Good bit of fielding in the deep as well there.
Poonam Yadav, what will her response be? Into Heather Knight she bowls. That's wide outside the off stump. Play and miss from Knight. Maybe it's a plan tonight to be bowling with that width.
She's done it to both of them, and I get it if you've got to contain and you're potentially, defending a really low total.
In comes Poonam again, outside the off stump again. This time Knight can comfortably push that to the cover sweeper. Sheer move to 11, 68 for 2.
But she bowls so slow, does Poonam Yadav, that you can move around in your crease. You can set yourself for a different shot, as we saw Tammy Beaumont do there. She likes to get the ball up above the eye line.
Poonam Yadav, just a small bowler into Beaumont, who's done exactly the same thing. This time she's got way more of it, and that's 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 4 runs. Fantastic batting from Tammy. Score moves to 172 for 2.
Yeah, brilliant shot from Tammy Beaumont. Again, she knows that ball's on the wide line. She's stepped across right outside her off stump, exposing all of her stumps. Poonam Yadav needs to adjust there. If she sees Tammy Beaumont going, you have to then bowl quicker in at the stumps. You have to try and do something different. We can see Smriti Mandana running to a fellow bowler just to have a word with her and say, mate, you need to adjust.
Tammy almost squaring up to the bowlers as she plays this shot. She's 47 not out. So in comes Poonam again. She bowls this outside the off stump. Can only find point. This will be a dot ball. 72 for 2. And all that racket is Henry trying to squeeze his way back into the building.
Well, he's put his shirt on for the occasion as well.
I prefer the football shirt personally.
Looking very suave, Henry.
In comes Poonam to Beaumont. She's done the same thing, squared on. Did she get anything on this? So Beaumont coming back for 2. Knight will think about 3 here, but I think Verma does very well there coming round. Here's that runs. No, it's buys. So 2 more buys to the total, 74 for 2. England chasing down 149. And that's 9 overs gone.
Strange bowling plan that from Poonam Yadav. I just don't quite understand. You can see Smriti Mandana chatting to her, trying to speak to her about what her plans are. You've got to bowl at the stumps. You're not going to take wickets if you're not bowling at the stumps. It's 2020 cricket. Wickets are key. These two have got a brilliant partnership. Tammy Beaumont is 47 not out after 35 balls. Heather Knight 11 off 14. You have to get one of them out. You have to try and get Tammy out, and bowling on the wide line is taking away so many options of dismissal. The only way you can get her out really is a caught behind from a mistimed cut shot.
It's not even stemmed the run flow. There was 10 runs from that over quite comfortably from England. No risks taken. So they're right on top here. India need a breakthrough, and a breakthrough quickly. They're going to peg back England here. So to change a bowler. Deepti Sharma coming into the attack. Good option this, Alex.
Yeah, brilliant option. India, Deepti Sharma, a very good bowler, off spinner, capable of mixing up her pace, bowling these different deliveries.
So Deepti Sharma will be bowling from the C end here at Hove. Just 1 point. Again, 45 in place. Will we see that Heather Knight reverse? It's just one of her main shots in her armoury at the moment. In comes Sharma. This time played, but only finds Poonam at 45. Just be a dot ball.
I was going to say, come on, now Henry's back, you can't stop showing off saying you're going to call the shots again.
Well, it's still an option. I want to see Heather play it. The way she plays it. I'm still gutted Henry wasn't here to witness it. In comes Deepti, she bowls. She's gone for the reverse. She hasn't got this one as much, but come through for a comfortable single. Knight moves to 12, 75-2. So England on top here. Knight and Beaumont just looking comfortable at the crease, knocking the ball about, finding a boundary as required. There's Deepti Sharma getting her field right for Tammy Beaumont. They're moving square up. And you can hear a lot of Indian fans in the crowd. There's Deepti Sharma into Beaumont. That's turned into the leg side. They run the first one hard. Will there be two there? No, just single. There's 4 fielders chasing after that ball, including the keeper. Just a single. Tammy's on 48 now, 76 for 2. Tammy's played very nicely here, just placed 37 deliveries. In comes Deepti Sharma again, this time to the England captain Heather Knight, again turned into the leg side. They run the first one hard, but Verma comes round. Just be a single. Beaumont on strike on 48. Chasing 149 set by India in the first innings. Sharma into Tammy Beaumont, who bowls, and that's missed outside the leg stump, and that'll be a wide. Just checking you're with us, Alex, because you haven't said it's coming home for a few minutes.
Oh, well, you know, just letting things calm down. It's been a quiet passage of play. I'm still not over Poonam Yadav's bowling plan, to be completely honest with you.
In comes Deepti Sharma to Beaumont. She's turned that into the length side. She's dropped her bat nearly onto the stumps. That would have been interesting. And they come through for a single, and the keeper just picks up Beaumont's bat for her and will hand it back. Have you seen anything like that before?
Now, is that out if that happens? If she drops her bat onto her stumps? Surely.
Surely that's got to be out.
Yeah,
that's like hitting your own stumps, isn't it?
Yeah, very strange from Tammy Beaumont there. She just looked to play it into the leg side, crosses her hands over, the bat slips out of her hands. She runs up to the other end without a cricket bat, and something that's so simple yet so entertaining.
After all that was a single, and Tammy's on 49. It's Deepti bowls tonight, who's turned that into the onside again. And think about 2, but Poonam Yadav does well coming round. Knight will move to 14, 80 for 2 at the halfway stage.
Thank you very much, Emily. 80 for 2 at the halfway stage. We're going to have a little break. We're going to have a little shift of how we're working this segment, because Alex is staying on in her England shirt. Football, that is, not cricket.
Yeah, I don't have one of them anymore.
You still keep your shirts, though.
I do, so I've had a bit of a disaster. So I've moved house, and I borrowed a removal van. And
were you driving it?
No, my dad drove it.
Right.
But we packed it up, put everything in, and it leaked. And it leaked into one bag. And the one bag it leaked into was all of my England kit.
Rainwater?
Rainwater. My kit ended up being in a puddle. So my new house, which is empty at the minute because it needs a bit of work doing to it, it's like an England shrine because it's got all past England kit and memorabilia all over the kitchen.
What, drying?
Just drying. Right. I just thought we lay it out. Hopefully it'll dry. Hopefully we won't get any mould in it. But
well, I hope not.
You know what? Half that kit I ended up giving to Kate Cross because she was a bit short one tour when I didn't get picked. So
right, okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Rana Yadav's going to have another over. She had a really tough time of it. Seemed to really lose, well, the ability to bowl. That sounds extreme, but it got to that point. The ball was bouncing twice and it was just not happening. Her over actually only went for 7 in the end, but that doesn't quite tell the story. She's back on to bowl the Cromwell Road end, with England requiring 69 from 60. Knight has 14. Beaumont at the non-strikers end is on 49. It's 80 for 2. As Radayada tosses it up. That's a good-looking ball to start things off. A dot. And this is encouraging to see for Yadav, actually, that gets into the over with a good delivery.
Yeah, it is good to see because it's painful to watch, and it's never nice to watch someone that's bowling deliveries that are bouncing twice, but she's changed ends.
Yadav to Knight, tossed up, swept away. That's a lovely shot. One bounce and 4. Into the leg side, down on one knee, and smashing the ball away. 84 for 2.
Yeah, brilliantly played that from Heather Knight. If there's one fielder that I would not have in the ring for Heather Knight or Tammy Beaumont, it's a square leg. Both of them play the sweep shot so well. I think India really have to think about their plans here. I'd bring your extra cover up, put your square leg out, attack the stumps, try and get a wicket. But these bowling plans for India aren't quite working here.
Knight on to 18 as Radayada bowls to the England captain. One taken out to deep cover. There's fielders when Knight's on strike, long off, long on, deep cover and deep mid wicket. As Beaumont takes strike, will we see a change to that? No, is the answer.
Which is where India need to look at things, and these batters are different. You know, you can have different fields for different batters.
Yadav round the wicket to Beaumont, pushing into the offside, looking for the single that'll bring a half century, and she gets it. Well played, Tammy Beaumont. 50 from 39 balls, and 950 in T20 cricket. And she's got that, having played a really sumptuous knock. 86 for 2.
Yeah, brilliant knock from Tammy Beaumont. We've seen in the last couple of years she's been up and down that T20 batting line-up. To see her at the top of the order and getting runs, it's good to see.
Next delivery is very wide. Knight cuts hard. It could be a boundary here. Fielder runs round, but the ball will get there first. Smriti Mandhana is quick, but it raced away.
A brilliant shot from Heather Knight. She looks over to see if Smriti Mandhana's all right, because bit of concern there because she might have hurt her fellow teammate, but she's all right. Just a diving stop, trying to dive and stop the ball in the deep. She's winded herself a little, but Heather Knight's absolutely crunched it. And again, I'm questioning, what are India's bowling plans? What are they doing? It just doesn't make sense to me.
So you will have, just talk us through it, you've got Chris Sykes, the team analyst, who will be looking at these things, looking at high percentage scoring areas, all these things, and you'll have these team meetings to try and work out your plans. Here comes Radayada. Knight on strike, again cutting into the offside. Verma picks up in the covers.
Yeah, and you go through, so India will have exactly the same. You go through a team meeting and you say, right, Heather Knight's really strong at the sweep shot, so we need a deep square leg. She's really strong through the covers, so we need a cover. And they just have the same fielding plans and bowling plans to both of these batters, which doesn't make sense to me. For me, for Heather Knight, as a spin bowler, I would have a deep square leg, a cow corner, a mid on, and then if you want a deep cover, your mid off comes up into the ring. Or if you have a mid off out, your cover then comes into the ring and you have to bowl and attack the stumps. But when you're bowling at the stumps, it brings in all modes of dismissal. You know, you can get out LB, bowled, caught behind, anything and everything. But when you're not bowling at the stumps, it takes away so many dismissal options. So I just don't quite understand how India are going to get wickets with the bowling plan that they've got.
Yep. 90 for 2. That's the England score. We've had 11 overs of this run chase. The target is 149. You're right there, Alex. What's happened?
I missed my mouth with my beverage.
Ah, you've got a sparkling water there, and you're looking rather perturbed. Sneh Rana creeping into bowl from the C end. A quick delivery, which is almost striking the pads of Beaumont, but actually clips the toe end of the bat, I think. And a run will be taken. 91 for 2.
Good job I'm not drinking squash, right? They've gone down this excellent retro England shirt.
Yeah, it would have done.
Donning.
Thank goodness for that. Sneh Rana. Of all the England shirts you could have chosen.
Well, there is a story behind it, and I'll tell you when we've got a bit of time at the end of an over, maybe.
Okay. Sneh Rana to bowl to Heather Knight, tossed up, clipped down the ground for 1. That's all England need to do at the moment because they're up with the required rate. The Duckworth-Lewis par score is 77. England are on 92, and the required rate stands at just 6.6. So they're really, at this stage, in cruise control. It's about wickets for India. Sneh Rana moves in once more. Field up inside the circle of the offside as Beaumont looks to whip round the corner. Poonam Yadav will pick up at short fine leg.
Tammy.
Yeah, Rana looks the most threatening of the bowlers purely because she's actually bowling the ball at the stumps. You know, yes, she might go for the occasional boundary, but wickets are key here for India. They've got to break this partnership.
Beaumont's on 51. Gives herself some space, looking for the shot down the ground, but Verma is there to pick up, running round from mid-wicket, inside the circle. His field is in the deeper, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. As Sneh Rana moves in again. Beaumont waits. Deep in the crease, cuts the ball away, straight to the hands of the fielder, Shikhar Pandey in the covers. It's been a good economical over this so far.
An over that India needed. They need to build a bit of pressure, slow the run rate, try and make Tammy Beaumont do something innovative. Innovative? Is that the right word? Who knows? Not me.
Innovative.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I was looking for.
Sneh Rana bowling to Tammy Beaumont. Just coming forward again. It's in a bit of a tangle and it drops just in front of her.
Just wait there where I press that red button again.
Don't. Whatever you do, don't press the red button. I mean, that's like the oldest thing, isn't it? That is the oldest rule in the book. If you've ever watched any cartoon or any film ever.
Do they press the red button though? They do.
Yeah, nothing ever good comes of it.
No, I was hoping I'd get ejected through the roof off my seat, but no, we just went off air.
I was rather hoping you might as well. 92 for 2. England's target is 149. They've got 8 overs to get the remaining runs required. 57 of them. Required rate is over 7, so it's not by any stretch done, this game, but there is certainly the feeling that India need a wicket to build some pressure.
They do indeed. They do indeed, which is why we're going to see Reddy come back onto bowl.
It's good go. You sent one of two ways. Extra pace on the ball, keeper standing up. And two batters that like to cut anything wide. There isn't that much protection, certainly not behind square on the offside, so they could yield the runs for England this. Reddy. Moving into bowl. Right arm over, very full, defended by Knight, who thinks about a single, it's not there.
You need to stop asking me if I'm ready. I'm ready.
Stop it. You're in a childish mood, Alex. I knew as soon as you walked into the commentary box today.
Do you know why?
Why?
It's coming home,
Oh,
Henry.
goodness.
It's coming home. And if it doesn't come home, I still win. I've got Italy in the sweepstake.
Phew. I mean, that'll be a real solace, I'm sure, to England football fans.
The fans around the world, don't worry, Hartley's got Italy in the sweepstake. What a tweet.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. 92 for 2. Reddy running in. A little bit short, cut away, and that's what we were talking about. That space through the offside. Anything short and wide. And runs are there for the taking. Knight moves to 28. It's 96 for 2.
Yeah, both of these batters so strong on the cut shot. There's no margin for error. They do have a deep cover, but it was short, it was wide, it was outside the off stump. And Heather Knight managing just to cut that off the face of the bat, off right out of the middle, past backward point. I mean, she plays it so well, as does Tammy Beaumont. You've got to be bowling full and straight at these two.
96 for 2. England need 53 from 46. Knight defending. Andy will pick up before they can think about any opportunity for a second, so it's just a single. 97 for 2.
Now the camera just panned to the India captain Harmanpreet Kaur, who is fielding, I think, at deep mid-off, or she was earlier, and she's just shaking her head. So she's not happy with her teammates and how they're going. She's absolutely furious.
I sort of sympathise, but then if you're the captain, you've at least got a modicum of control.
You do.
It's at this moment the captaincy, where you skippers have to earn your call.
It is indeed. We have to just round the troops.
Yeah.
Sort the plans out. Say, well, that one's not working. Let's go to plan B.
Good support around Hove for India. There's a lot of noise. They're being roared on in the field. This crowd, a large proportion of them want to see a wicket. 97 for 2. England need 52 from 45. Reddy bowling to Beaumont. He gets something on it and it's going to fly down towards third and a 4. The ball will get there. And it just doesn't seem to be going India's way at the moment. Beaumont smiles but knows that it wasn't by any stretch of the imagination her most convincing shot. And England bring up their 100, 101 for 2.
Beaumont going for the sweep shot. Square legs inside the boundary. We've got the captain Harmanpreet Kaur actually at square leg. Little top edge. Ready, got a hand on her head. It's one of those days for India today, isn't it?
It feels that way. Yeah, Beaumont managing to sweep that ball down to deep third. 101 for 2. 48 needed from 44. As Beaumont waits. Bat raised. Ready, bowling, and that's a more convincing shot. In the air, clears Poonam Yadav. There's a chase on for the fielder who will just haul it in a yard or so inside the boundary at fine leg. It was a paddle over the shoulders from Beaumont. She'll pick up a couple. 103 for 2.
Yep, good shot that from Beaumont. Looking for the boundary. She's looking to finish this game off as quick as possible. She's got herself in, and now she's confident enough to start playing all these shots. Didn't quite get enough of it to get over short fine for 4, but she got a couple.
1 ball left of the 13th over. 46 required from 43. Ready. Coming in. It's a bowl to Beaumont. Full toss, whipped away. That could bring a boundary. There's a lot of work to do for the fielder in the deep, who's done pretty well actually. Harleen Dool, we know how good a fielder she is. And it's a couple of runs when it looked for all the world like it was going to be 4 more. 105 for 2. England need 44 from 42.
Sometimes it just takes something a bit special like that just to change the momentum in a cricket game like this. England still require 6.3 and over, so it's not impossible for India to win from here. They've got to try and have a few quiet overs and push the run rate up and try and get it up to 7s then 8s. But England only lost those 2 wickets, which is crucial.
They've got power to add too. Jones will be in next. It's Brunt as well. Eccleston. You know how far she can hit the ball.
The in-form Sophia Dunkley.
Yeah, very much so.
Don't forget about dunks.
No, you're absolutely right. Dipti Sharma's going to have a ball.
Now that's the 3rd outfit I've seen you in today, Henry.
Yeah.
Why have you put your best clobber on?
Well, it's, final stages of a game. Here comes Dipti Sharma to bowl to Heather Knight, tucking the ball into the leg side for 1. And England advanced to 106 for 2. Yeah, so I started in a green t-shirt, and then you were wearing green, so I thought that clashes. So I put my football shirt.
We always like to be matching.
Yeah, I used to, but I decided against it. And then I had to put a shirt on to film something. Because you were too busy at half-time for the next delivery. It's the bag. There's the appeal from Dipti Sharma, who really likes it, and immediately turns to Harmanpreet Kaur long off and says, well, go on, Skip. Let's at least have a look at this. And they are going to check upstairs.
Well, why not? You've got a review. You need it. You need wickets. You might as well use it. Nobody looks convinced. But why not?
Well, why not? Because a wicket could change everything, and you just never know. And Dipti Sharma immediately went up. Beaumont got quite low. I mean, if it hits the pad without the ball having hit the bat, it's certainly not going to go over. Here comes the delivery. Beaumont trying to play the reverse sweep. It's very full. I'm not sure the impact's in line. I think that could be problematic.
Yeah, I think that's hit her outside the line. A rule that I think should be taken away from the game of cricket.
Spin bowler Alex Hartley in a shocking eagerness to see the rules change to see more wickets for spin bowlers. There's no bat involved, we can say that.
And the ball when it pitches outside the leg stump.
Here we go, original decision not out, pitching outside off, impact umpire's call. So that was the issue. I fancy it was probably going on to hit. Had the decision been out and it been going on to hit, then it would have remained out. As it was, well, it's not the worst review in the world, and India keep that review, but it is not the breakthrough. And so the decision is not out. England remain at 106 for 2 with Beaumont on 59.
A review they probably had to go for, didn't they? Take the punt. They need wickets. They need to get Beaumont here.
Dipti Sharma again, sits on her back, bowling to Beaumont. One that skids on a little bit, gets a bit of a mess defending it, but does manage to dig that ball out. 43 needed from 40.
Dipti Sharma just pushing that one through a little bit quicker. Now I've spotted something.
Okay, here comes Sharma again. A big appeal once more for LBW. Given! And Beaumont looking for the sweep. Hasn't got anything on it. And this time the finger goes up. Beaumont looks towards Heather Knight and says, well, you reckon this one's worth reviewing? And they will check it. But having been given out, this is now in the favour of the bowling side.
It is in favour of the bowling side. The only question you would say is she's come down the wicket quite significantly, then tried to sweep the ball. But good from England. I'd also review this. Tammy Beaumont, the in batter, she's 59 off 49. Heather Knight's always in a position to check.
Let's see, she came a long way down, but it's one of those, isn't it, where I suppose that looks pretty close to me. It's one of those that years ago, before DRS, would never have been given because of the distance that Beaumont has come down the pitch. But we just check now, there's no bat involved, but I'm pretty sure this is going to go on and hit the stumps. Impact will be, I'm reasonably sure, at least umpire's call, probably more. It is in line, and it is umpire's call for hitting the leg stump. It was going down more than we thought, but it is the end of Tammy Beaumont's innings. So India do have a third wicket, 106 for 3.
That was hitting by the smallest of margins. England do right reviewing that because it's umpire's call. It was clipping it. It looked like it was going to be missing, but the breakthrough that India needed, Tammy Beaumont the batter to go. Could India have just given themselves a little sniff here?
Possibly. Some words of advice from Beaumont towards Amy Jones, who's the new bat, coming in to join Heather Knight. Had a really good innings the other night, Jones. 43 she made before being caught by one of the great catches on the boundary from Harley Dool. He's got a job to do. It's slightly different today, batting second and run chase. Yes, to put away the bad balls, but also just to keep the scoreboard moving. Nothing too extravagant, because what England don't want is 3 or 4 wickets falling quick.
No, they definitely don't. And, you know, this England middle order, they're all aggressive players. They've got firepower, but they all are capable of getting out early. You know, everyone has their weaknesses. India will know that. They'll have done their research. At least you'd like to think they have.
Yeah, but from what you're saying about the bowling plans, Dipti Sharma to bowl to the right-handed Jones. It's tossed up, keeps a little bit low, skids on, and hold on a minute. Well, what's happened here at the non-strikers then? I think there's another wicket. And Heather Knight thinks she's gone as well. The ball hit Dipti Sharma, went on to hit the stumps. And we're going to have to check to see if the England captain's gone.
So Heather Knight's just asked, is that not obstruction? So there was a bit of a collision between Dipti Sharma, Heather Knight, but the ball has hit Heather, hit Dipti, and then hit the stumps.
Well, it's their own game, they appeal.
I don't think you can. I mean, she's out of her ground. That much is not in doubt. And Knight is saying, well, hold on a minute, what can I do to get back? She's lying on the ground in front of me.
This is where we see the competitiveness of Heather Knight, the England captain. She's talking to the India fielders, saying, what are you doing? Why are you appealing? She was in my way, and she was. Dipti Sharma literally lying on the floor straight in front of Heather.
Well, this is one of these interesting moments where we see Harmanpreet Kaur with her arms outstretched saying, well, hold on a minute, my bowler here fell over in trying to stop that ball. It's not my fault that you're at the non-striker's end and you failed to get out my way.
Now this is where, if you were Heather Knight as a fielding team, I don't think she'd take the wicket. I think she'd say, that's not out.
Well, match is on a knife edge, series is on a knife edge. Celebration straight after the wicket suggested India were very happy to see the dismissal. Now there is a big conference going on out there. We're seeing more replays. I would say Dipti Sharma can do nothing about this situation. It's hit her as she tries to stop the ball.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It is out. Heather Knight has to go. It's been given out.
And she is going.
It's one of those things, you know. I in the competitiveness of international cricket, if I'm Harmanpreet Kaur, you are saying that's out. You know, you've got a series to keep alive. Yes, India can't win, but they can draw the series. Dipti Sharma can do absolutely nothing about that. The ball has been hit back at her from Amy Jones. She's tried to stop the ball. It's hit her and ricocheted onto the stumps. It's just one of those things.
It is, and it's a really interesting one because it's not a case of the bowler having moved to try and get in the non-striker's way. Dipti Sharma wasn't looking. It's more a case of you're giving the opposition's captain a reprieve, perhaps, if you're Harmanpreet Kaur, on the grounds of it being a bit unlucky.
Yeah,
aren't you?
You know, it's competitive cricket, it's international cricket. These things happen. I mean, I've never seen that before in my whole career. I've been playing for 15 years. You know, it's just one of those things. It's unfortunate, but Heather Knight was furious. You know, she was talking to the India fielders,
Dipti Sharma to bowl to Amy Jones, deep in the crease, wants one. It's probably not there, and suddenly there's real energy in the Indian fielders. And there's just that sense that they think the door has been wedged open. 106 for 4. Well, listen to that. A sign for Harry Kane has just been lifted up in the stands. And it's fair to say that maybe, though the attention of supporters is very much on this game, there is just half an eye towards Wembley Way. That arch.
I'll tell you what, I got butterflies then.
Yeah, it's a big night.
It's a big day. A big day for cricket and football.
It is. And England, though you can understand the DJ wanting to build this up, and maybe just a little bit of Sophia Dunkley and Amy Jones thinking, come on, we've got a job to do. Do you mind?
Well, I'm all for this game being done as soon as possible. Come on, England, get on with it.
43 needed from 36. The required rate stands at 7.17. The DLS par is at 100. England are at 106 for 4. There are some extraordinary dance moves going on in the crowd, the likes of which I've never seen before. And frankly, I'm not sure I want to ever see again.
I mean, his hips don't lie.
Yes.
Bit of Shakira. Tell you what though, these girls out there, they've got 3 lions on their shirt.
They have.
They've got a job to do.
They do. And I sort of think in these circumstances, it must be quite difficult when you know that the crowd are thinking about something else because they're playing something else. All these things, but there is a real pressured environment out there in the middle for 2 batters new at the crease. Between Dunkley and Jones, they have faced 2 balls and yet to get off the mark. England requires over 7 and over, and know that victory will see the trophy for England. 106 for 4. Harleen Doull's going to bowl some spin. Rolls up her sleeves, going to bowl for the Cromwell Road, end of the ground. Dunkley, the right-hander, on strike. Doull is in, it's into the ground. They want a single, and the single will be taken. Jones and Dunkley both quick, and that will help him here.
They are very quick. Dunkley almost too quick for her own good sometimes. We saw in Derby last year against the West Indies, she ran 3 or 4 of her teammates out in the death overs of a game. Came off the pitch and said, did I do the right thing? Mate, you just run 4 people out, probably not.
Jones on strike. Here comes Harleen Doull. He pulls a quick flat delivery, and wow, that's been hit a long way. Amy Jones just pops the balloon of pressure with a huge heave over backward square leg to move the equation to 36 from 34. 113 for 4.
Well, again, a drag down there. Square leg up inside the ring. It's going down the leg side. Amy Jones wallops it over square leg all the way for 6. I mean, that ball most definitely needs sanitising because it's gone a long way into the crowd.
It has. Nearly went a long way into the sea.
Other way, isn't it, the sea?
No, behind us.
Well, the ball didn't go behind us, did it?
Sort of. Don't give me that. Harleen Doull to Amy Jones, driving, crunching the ball through the offside. There's work to do for Reggie, who will pick up. Jones moving to 6 from 3, 7 from 4, I should say. And England 114 for 4. We're midway through the 15th over. England will require 35 more runs for victory. 114 for 4. 35 from 33. Dunkley has 1 from 1. Fielders at deep cover, long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket. Oh, it's a no ball, Alex. It's a free hit.
Oh. Not what India needed at all.
No excuse as a spin bowler.
Well.
Dunkley with a free hit to enjoy. Smacks the ball through the offside. Again, it's going to be ready to run around and pick up. Jones will turn down that second run. So just the single from it, but the equation now 33 from 33. So a run a ball for England now. And this all gets a little more manageable.
It does indeed. That 6. Just bringing the run rate right down for England. Just started to get a bit twitchy, but needs 6 exactly and over.
Jones on 7 from 4. Waits for Doull and swings hard, misses. Risha Ghosh fumbles as she looks to whip the bails off. I don't think Jones was out of her ground. but it wasn't the most elegant looking shot.
Just a big swipe.
It was, wasn't it?
I could feel you there staring at me saying, say something.
And you did. Noise in the crowd. Dool bowling to Jones. Very full. Dug out as far as Dipti Sharma, who falls on her backside, stopping it. 16 for 4. 33 required from 31. Jones just does one glove, does it up again. Looks round, sees where the gaps might be. Tossed up, driven. Again, Dipti Sharma will pick up. And a good conclusion to the over. A couple of loose deliveries in there, but Harleen Dool gets a high five from Rika Ghosh, and 116 for 4 is the score. 33 required from 30. Alex, you're staying in position. I'm getting out of the way. Emily Windsor will see us home.
Well, things are just getting exciting, aren't they? I got butterflies in my belly about the football. I want the DJ to play It's Coming Round Again.
I was going to say, you're excited about the football or the cricket there, Alex?
Both, you know what? Both. What a day. Never happened in my lifetime, England getting through to any sort of final in football. England can win this series here tonight. So what a time to be alive.
Exactly. Great day for English fans, English sports people. Sophia Dunkley with a good opportunity here to see her team home. She's at the crease. She's just on 2 so far as Dipti Sharma comes into Dunkley, who swept that into a gap on the leg side. She'd think about 2, but just be a single. Dana comes round. And Dunkley moves to 3. 1-1-8 for 4. Yeah, I sense this is it's just building. I don't think it's going to be as easy as potentially we thought. Losing those wickets, it's pulled India right back, and you sort of think if India pick up one more here, England do have the depth. Sharma in again to Jones. That's a quicker delivery, but pushed out to mid-wicket. Verma comes round, so it would just be a single. You sort of feel one more wicket, and it does really balance things.
Yeah, as a fielding unit here, and as a player, you get a sense, don't you? You think, oh, just one wicket. You're into your Brunts, your Ecclestons. Yes, they can strike the ball, but under pressure, can they do it?
In comes Sharma to Dunkley, swept again into that same area. She's hit this one slightly finer, but Mandana, same result. Dunkley moves to 4. 1-1-9 for 4 now. So real tight finish here. 30 required from 27. Jones and Dunkley at the crease. The youth of Dunkley just starting her career. And you've got Amy Jones, experienced, the best keeper in the world, at the crease alongside Sophia Dunkley. Just changing the field, India. So there's now 2 fine legs, which I haven't seen very much before. A very fine leg.
Strange.
And a 45 in the ring to an off spinner. In comes Sharma. That's turned into that empty mid-wicket that fielder came from. They think about 2. Dunkley says no, there's a mix-up, and Dunkley is gone. I think it's going to be sent upstairs, but there was a mix-up. Dunkley came back for the second, but I think she's gone there, Alex.
Yeah, they both hesitated in the middle. They both looked at each other. Dunkley sacrificed herself in the end. It's going to be very close. A good bit of fielding. We were talking quite often that we need to be running those 2s. Smriti Mandana with the throw. And Dipti Sharma. Yep, Sophia Dunkley, at least a foot out of her crease there. A huge moment for India in the game. The context of this game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic bit of fielding out there. And I just don't feel like they needed the 2. I don't feel like they needed to go for that at this stage. And Jones was very reluctant, but Dunkley just kept coming. She's gone for 4 of 4 deliveries, and now England 119 for 5.
And that's sometimes a small area of Sophia Dunkley's game that she can improve, because she's so fast between the wickets. She often forgets that her teammates aren't as quick as her. She's absolutely rapid. But here comes Catherine Brunt. We've seen her in the Test match play an innings where she just needs to block the ball. We know she's a firepower hitter. It's not going to make sense either. She loves to hit the ball.
She's a clean striker with the ball with Brunt. These 2 good friends now at the crease, Jones and Brunt. But Mandana was the one with the run out there, out in the deep. We know she's quick as well across the ground. She's done very well out there on that leg side boundary. But India picked up that wicket. It's really made things interesting here. 29 required off 26, and it's all to play for. If England win this, they win the series. So, can India hold them back? As Deepti Sharma into Jones, who uses her feet and just plays it up to long on for a single. Sheer move to 10. 121 for 5.
The experience of Catherine Brunt here, she knows these two have to be there at the end. Take the ball, take the game as deep as you can, sorry.
Let's hear the replay again. Let's play it again. Pump up those Indian crowd, the Indian fans that are here. It's Deepti Sharma into Catherine Brunt. That's pushed into the offside. They come through for a quick single. There's a shy at the bowler's end, but Brunt will make it comfortably, and it will just be a single. India right up here. They're right in this, but Brunt's off the mark. 1-2-2 for 5, and every ball is just exciting here.
It is. The India fielders, they've almost changed. They've flipped. They've got a wicket. They've got a couple of wickets from the run out of Heather Knight, the run out of Sophia Dunkley. They know they can win this game here. England have got a lot of work to do. Yes, the run rate isn't out of control. It's just over 6s, but wickets are key here.
It's just starting to get a little bit overcast. There's a slightly darker cloud coming over the ground. But no run just yet. So Poonam Yadav, the leg spinner, back into the attack. Alex, you were very frustrated, weren't you, about the line she bowled in her first spell? What's she got to look to do here?
Yeah, you've got to bowl. You have to bowl at the stumps. Wickets, 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 wickets. As a leg spin bowler, attack the stumps. You've got to be able to dismiss a batter in more than one way. You can't just hope that they hit it to one of your fielders.
So Catherine Brunt to face. Again, they're trying to get their fields lined up right. There's 2 square legs now in the circle. A big gap in front of square. Deep mid-wicket, long on. In comes Yadav, that's slow and flighted, and that's flat batted down the ground to long off. Will just be a single for Brunt. Score moves to 1-2-3 for 5. Just 3.5 overs remain. It's been certainly one to watch for the crowd. Same field then to Amy Jones. All fielders out in front of the bat as Yadav bowls, and she's gone for a reverse sweep. She's got something on that. Verma comes round, good diving stop to her left, so it's just a single to Jones. Sheer move to 11. 1-2-4 for 5. What do you make of this field, Alex?
Very interesting, isn't it? England batters are so good at the paddles and the reverse sweeps that you have to have a short fine or a short third, and they've got 2 backward points, 2 square legs to try and tempt them into that.
In comes Poonam, flighted, and she's gone for a sweep and missed it. Again outside the off stump. Not that attacking line Alex is after.
It's a dirty tactic, isn't it, this? It's a really dirty tactic. But you know what? She's bowled 2.3 overs now, none for 12. So it has worked if she wants to slow the run rate down, which is, this point of the game is what's needed. Earlier it wasn't. They needed wickets.
Poonam in again. Brunt uses her feet a lot. She got almost halfway down the pitch there and just swings it out to mid-wicket for a single. Sheer move to 3. 1-2-5 for 5.
Actually heard Catherine Brunt strike the ball there on the full and laugh out loud as she hit it.
It's good to see a smile back on her face though, that's for sure.
Yeah, that steam's not coming out of her ears anymore.
Again, now we've got 3 points. There's a wall of points.
What the heck is going on?
2 square legs, a wall of points, a deep extra cover, a deep long off, a deep long on, and a deep mid-wicket. This is a field I have never seen before. In comes Poonam, she bowls, and that's swept out straight to the square leg, and that's gone. Amy Jones has gone. She's hit that straight to one of the 2 square legs. She's gone for 11. England in a bit of trouble here. 1-2-5 for 6.
Well, I've been slating Poonam Yadav's plan, saying she's not going to take any wickets. The England batters only have to make mistakes, and that is exactly what Amy Jones has done there. She's stepped right outside the off stump, exposing all of her stumps to sweep the ball into the leg side, but we've got a square leg in front and a square leg behind, and it's gone straight to the square leg in front. Poonam Yadav gets the wicket of Amy Jones, and now the pressure is most definitely on England.
Snayrana, the one that took the catch there. But that's quite a hard shot, isn't it? We saw Tammy do it well early on, but with the lack of pace on the ball to clear those two fielders, that's quite a hard shot from Jones.
It is. It was an interesting tactic, but one that's worked at this stage of the game. I'm not sure it worked earlier when you needed wickets, but now they've really put the pressure on. And you have to get up and underneath the ball, and you really have to wallop it into the leg side to try and get the boundary. But picked out the fielder there. Poonam Yadav with the breakthrough.
So the incoming batsman, Sophie Eccleston, Lancashire girl. What's she going to do here, Alex?
Come on, Sophie. I always want Sophie Eccleston to do well. She's just one of those players that you look at. She's a class all-round player.
So, leg spinning, Poonam Yadav bowls to Eccleston, who's just hit that straight back to her. Yadav's right up and about here. India right in this game, so 24 needed, 18 balls. England 125 for 6.
Yeah, there's going to be an over here where England target. So they've got 3 overs left. They're going to have to target 1, but they have to take this game as deep as possible. Catherine Brunt and Sophie Eccleston, both very, very capable of clearing the boundary. Both strike the ball so well, it's just a matter of when. Deepti Sharma to bowl this. The skill of Deepti Sharma. She's bowled 3 overs and got 1 for 13.
Yeah, and Catherine Brunt here has got to use her experience, hasn't she? She's played so much for England now. She needs to be there at the end, you feel, to see England over the line. But we've got a hell of 3 overs left, 18 balls, 24 required, so that's 8 and over.
The more conventional field here, which is what we like to see.
In comes Sharma to Brunt. She swept the ball. They're appealing. Let's hit her pad. Poonam comes in, nearly takes out her fielder throwing that ball in, but they come through for a leg bite. 1-2-6 for 6.
I actually just thought Poonam Yadav had thrown the ball as hard as she could at Shefali Verma.
that would have been a story, wouldn't it? A takeout of your own team. Indian star batter Deepti Sharma, experienced Indian cricketer, to Eccleston bowls, and Eccleston just plays that to cover. Deepti Sharma actually gets there first, diving to her left. The pressure's really building here. You can hear the crowd.
And Deepti Sharma doing that fielding, just showing. I'll tell you what, that LBW. Oh no, she's hit it. Thought it was very close, but she did. She got a little tickle on the inside edge. To Catherine Brunt, the previous ball.
So Deepti Sharma in the off-spinner bowls, and Eccleston hits that nicely up to long on just for a single. Sheer move to Shivy off the mark. Score 1-2-7 for 6. India, a lot of energy in the field.
They do, they're up and about for this game. It's funny, the India fielders, they're so up and down when it comes to fielding. You could see earlier they were really flat, they wasn't sure how to go about it. A couple of quick wickets and they're up and about.
Sharma, Brunt goes to give herself room, swept. They come through for a quick single, Brunt's nowhere, needed to go the bowler's end. Could have been another run out there, but in the end, that'll be 2 wides.
Yeah, wrong end there for Poonam Yadav. She's at short, fine leg. She's gone for the keeper's end, but she should have gone for the bowler's end. Catherine Brunt was absolutely nowhere. But they get the 2 runs.
Much
Crucially.
needed runs at this stage for England. 20 off 15 balls then. As in comes Deepti Sharma to Eccleston. She's turned that into the onside. Just on the front foot. They think about 2 hit. Eccleston sends Brunt back and says no. So just a single. Eccleston moves to 2. 130 for 6. And the clouds are just starting to get a little darker to our left. I don't want to be looking.
And England only 1 run now above the Duckworth-Lewis stern.
In comes Sharma. That's played down the ground. Up to long off. It'll just be a single for Brunt. Sheer move to 4. 1-3-1 for 6. And this certainly shaping up to be the game here at Hove. Deepti Sharma just getting her field right. Again, 2 short, fine legs. Nice and tight. And Sharma into Eccleston bowl. She's hit that hard down the ground. She's dropped it. Deepti Sharma, if she took that, that would have been a spectacular catch. But that could have been the moment. But top ball to finish the over. 131 for 6. What do you think to that, Alex?
Yeah, a drop catch, but crucially she saved the boundary. Sophie Eccleston absolutely walloped that. Deepti Sharma with the drop catch, but saved the boundary, as I said.
So, just a reminder, as well as radio commentary, 5 Live Sports Extra, the final game is going to be live on BBC television. Also be live from Chelmsford, BBC 2 from 6 p.m. as Poonam Yadav into the attack. Again, we'll be bowling to Catherine Brunt as Poonam Yadav from that far end. She bowls and Brunt tries to square up again, but it's played that out to the cover sweeper for a single. 1-3-2 for 6. So they'll be live from Chelmsford at BBC 2 from 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Getting thumbs up from Henry.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I'll be there.
He gave me half the information early on. In comes Poonam to Eccleston. She uses her feet. That's hit. Up to long off. There's a cry. Catch it. She doesn't come in for that one. So it's just a single for Eccleston. She moves to 3. 1-3-3 for 6. 17 needed. 16 needed off 10 balls. Where's your money, Alex?
Where's my money, man? Money? I hate to say it, but I'm going to go India.
In comes Poonam Yadav to Brunt. She bowls, and that's left alone outside the off-stump. Wide ball cord. 15 needed off 10.
I'm going to say India just because Poonam Yadav so hard to get away bowling this slow 33 miles per hour. It's actually filthy.
So tough to play though as Yadav bowls. Brunt's gone for a swipe outside there, they're appealing and she's out. Caught behind. Catherine Brunt is gone for 5 of 7 deliveries. She is furious. 1-3-4 for 7.
Again, Poonam Yadav on the wide line, slow, loopy, 35 miles per hour. Catherine Brunt trying to give herself enough room to sweep the ball into the leg side. She knows that she's cutting the ball through the offside. I got completely wrong there. And just got a little tickle on it. And I suppose that wide line plan, it does work.
I think just her pace she bowls, it's so slow, it's so hard, and then as a batter you've got to generate your own pace, and this is real tough for the batsman out there. But this is the type of bowler that you as a team you have plans against, and potentially not executed as well as they like today. But the game is still on here. Brings, I think it's Maddie Villiers to the crease. It will be Maddie Villiers, and she definitely can play. She bats at 4 for the Sunrisers when she plays in their team, so she still can play. England bat deep. A lot of pressure on the young Maddie Villiers as Poonam in bowls. She's gone for a reverse and she misses. Dot ball to finish the over. Oh no, there's not. There's 1 ball left, I believe. Yes, 1-3-4 for 7. 15 from 8.
Maddie looking for that reverse sweep against Poonam. It's not a bad option, but she bowls with no pace on. You have to absolutely middle it to get the boundary.
And we're going back to the 3 points hit. 3 points. Deep, extra cover, long off, long on. 2 square legs, deep mid-wicket. That wall of fielders on the leg side and the offside, square of the wicket. Very interesting field. In comes Poonam Yadav to Maddie Villiers, who's hit that down the ground. Has she hit that too well? Fielder comes in, 1 bounce. Maddie Villiers just comes for a single, maybe a mix-up again, thinking about running for the 2. It's all happening here at Hove. 14 for 7. Don't want to miss the ending here. 1-3-5 for 7.
Yeah, Poonam Yadav bowling slow, loopy, 30 mile per hour leg spinners on the wide line. India, very interesting field set, but it's working for them.
Poonam to Eccleston this time, who's missed outside the off stump, and that's a dot ball. And is that a dot ball? Yes. They were looking at the umpire. So 1-3-5 for 7. 1-4-9 needed. 1 over remains. 6 balls. 14 required.
Just try and move up everything that's blocking your view from the telly there. All my waters.
And it'll be interesting who bowls this final over. It looks like it's going to be Sneh Rana, the off spinner who's actually bowled well. That England bench looking very miserable.
Some stern faces there in the England bench. Sarah Glenn, sunglasses on her head, she's next in to bat. she can strike the ball a long way.
I was about to say, when we played the Central Sparks here, the Sutton Vipers, Sarah Glenn whacked the ball out the park here a fair few times. So she does like batting here. So, Sneh Rana, last over. She will be bowling to Maddie Villiers, and that's played into the leg side. They're going to think about 2 here. I think they've got to go. No, it's just 1. And potentially could have been 2 there. Relying on the throw, but 13 needed from 5 then. Eccleston taken. She's got to do something here. They need a boundary early in this over.
They do. Eccleston's got to look to play this ball up and over extra cover. Try and find that boundary. Either that or the big heave into the leg side. We've got no mid-wicket in the ring. We've got a deep square leg, a cow corner, a long on and a long off. Just manipulating the field. I mean, I think they're putting one of the better fielders at short fine, but if they've done their research, Sophie Eccleston does not sweep the ball. She plays through the covers very strongly, so I suggest they swap their fielders back.
They're just trying to get the right fielders in the right place, as you do in the final over. Does Eccleston back herself? Hit down the hill, hit over the boundary rope. Here we go then. Pressure on Sneh Rana, she bowls. Eccleston tries to muscle it down the ground. Villiers runs hard and they're going back to the keeper's end, but it's just a single in the end. They're appealing and it does go upstairs. Was that out, Alex Hartley?
I'm going to say yes, but Maddie Villiers is fuming at Sophie Eccleston, and rightly so. You've got to run 2. Don't know if Sophie Eccleston hurt herself. She's limping a little bit, but you have to run 2 at this stage of the game.
That could be out. This is touch and go. I think she's... Oh, that's one of those on the line. On the line. I don't want to be making that call.
You've made it. You said it. You said it's on the line. You say you don't want to make the call. You've said it. I think she is on the line as well.
Yeah, I think she is. So, here at home, it's a tight one. It's a close finish. We zoomed in. Still looks on the line to me. Oh, I don't know.
I think that's out. I do think that's out.
So
Sue Redfern got a big call on her hands here.
This is a call I wouldn't like to be making as an umpire, that's for sure. So I'll wait to update you. 136 for 7, chasing 149. We're into the final over. It's just a second ball. So we're waiting to see whether it's a single, whether it's a wicket. And the Indian players, I don't think they really know what to think. They're all still in their fielding positions. It's a tight one. So, all to play for. If England win this, they win the series. If India don't, if India win it, all to play for in that last game. So, is this in or out, Alex? Can you call it? I've watched this so many times, I don't know what to say.
I think it's out. I genuinely think it's out. I don't want to say it's out, but I do think it's out.
You hear the music, the suspense in the crowd, the suspense here, and here's the decision. It's out. Alex Hartley should be an umpire. The Indian players celebrating straight into the keeper. They're all in front of us jumping, and Villiers is shocked. She's very, very cross there. So 137 for 7, 13 needed from 5 balls.
Maddie cannot believe that, can she? Mouth wide open. But it's out, you know, the line goes to the fielders. She was on the line as the bails were taken off. A good bit of fielding. Maddie can't believe it, but in comes Sarah Glenn. She is capable of striking the ball. You've witnessed it. You've been on the receiving end of it.
Especially here at home as well. 12 needed from 4.
And it's what England need now. She can do it. Can she do it under pressure? England under so much pressure in this second T20.
Sarah Glenn. Got a lot on her shoulders here, but what she does do well is hit the ball powerfully. She's very familiar here, as we've said. Sneh Rana then, ball in hand, bowling from the C end. 12 required from 4. Again, they're changing their fielders. Got to get your fielders in the right place. I feel like she's going to try and go over this offside here. In comes Sneh Rana to Sarah Glenn, who advances, and that's here on their pad. They're appealing. They're running through for a single. It'll be a leg by. 11 needed from 3.
Now the thing is now that it's going to be to England's detriment. is Sarah Glenn is extremely slow between the wickets. She might as well be swimming, treading water. She's so slow. We saw it in the last ODI. She was trying to run 2 and she was run out by half the wicket. So 2s are going to be really tough for England to get here. They have to have boundaries. I mean, they need boundaries to win. They need 11 off 3 balls.
Need a boundary here, England. Rana into Eccleston. She's hit that down the ground. Drop catch. But a dot ball more importantly, and that's hurt. That has hurt a lot. She's thrown the ball down, and that's hurt. But that has done a job for her team because that was hit hard down the ground. There are 2 fielders out there, but all they have got it. So 11 needed from 2.
Her mates give it the magic rub. She's all right.
But they've got to be happy here. They've got to close this out now, India. 8 wickets, 138 for 8, and England will have been very, very disappointed if they lose this here today.
A big eye roll from Sophie Eccleston we see on the replay, but I actually think she's hurt herself here, Rana. But what we need and what we want, yes, the DJ.
The crowd on their feet as well. And hopefully for India, Sneh Rana isn't hurt too much. She's got 2 balls left to bowl, and she looks very emotional on the camera. But 11 needed ultimately from 2 here. India earlier posted 148 for 4, and England 138 for 8 with 2 balls left. And I feel like Alex is about to give us a song on radio.
3 lines on a shirt. Not singing anymore.
But that England dressing room and the England bench, they're not smiling. There you go, the Southern Vipers on camera in the bench.
Just a small bit of you there, I think. Oh, I'd love to be there with my teammates rather than up here.
The issue is you're not allowed to wear a football shirt, Alex, in that box.
I can tell you, I would have had a football shirt on.
So Rana is back up. She's got 2 balls to bowl, 2 very, very crucial balls. If this goes for a 6, well, 2 6s are needed here for England. 11 off 2 then. What's Eccleston got in the tank? All that power hitting they do at training. Can she put it into practice? Here we go, Rana bowls, and she's hit that down the ground to long on. Will just be a single, and you hear the crowd cheer, the Indian fans cheer. 10 required from 1 ball. Rana, just keep your foot behind the line.
Keep your foot behind the line. She's clearly hurt herself as well. She's in a bit of pain. She's got a job to do here. Just lob it up.
Rana into Sarah Glenn. She bowls, and that's turned into the leg side. There's a cry of catch it, but it's not going to matter. They come back. Glenn wants to. But India have won here. India have won by 9 runs. They keep the series alive. 8 runs, sorry. Series is alive. And I think England are going to be very disappointed that they haven't got over the line here.
Yeah, England will be absolutely gutted. India 20 or 30 runs short with the start they got off to. England just lost wickets at crucial times, couldn't build partnerships after that loss of Tammy Beaumont, then the run out of Heather Knight. Things just flipped from there on in, and England couldn't build partnerships, as I've just said. But as you said, the series is still alive.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you, Emily, as well. What a conclusion. That was a thriller at the end there, as India were won by 8 runs. And with it, they keep the series very much alive, with Tammy Beaumont's 59 looking like it had set England on the perfect platform. But only 2 other batters made it into double figures. Heather Knight with 30, Amy Jones with 11. And the innings just tumbled away. A wicket for Arundhati Reddy, 2 for Poonam Yadav, 1 for Dipti Sharma. And it won't take too much maths work to establish that 4 dismissals occurred because of run-outs, and that is a huge disappointment for England, who will sense this as an opportunity lost when they could have wrapped up this series. So it is still alive. The series stands at 8 points to 6, so 1 game to play, with India, if they draw it, drawing the series. England victory would see them getting the points they require to make sure that they win the series outright. So very much still all to play for as we head towards the final game at Chelmsford.